What are you wearing?
A Canadian tuxedo.
Canadian
I'm a hockey player. Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
To all you Blues fans, we're bleeding blue with you.
Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues.
Now please welcome to the ice for their pregame warm-up, presented by Scott Credit Union. Yours.
Blue, 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 blue. Your Blue Note fan report. Actually, I should say your playoff hockey fan report. How are you doing, Justin Oni?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for Game 3 between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Montreal des Canadiens here at the Bell Center in Montreal.
Yeah, Brian, is that on ESPN or TNT?
I believe it's on TNT.
Okay, I'm trying to pull something up. I wasn't. You got. I need a moment or two here. You cool with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
I just want to apologize to you and to the people that watch me in that. I know I had originally said that I wanted to try and do the first round series between Buffalo and Boston, and that's my plan. That was always my plan, but sometimes my best laid plans don't go as you expect. I have not hidden this. I have told you this. I've kept it out. I deal with mental health issues, and basically, right when the playoffs started, they hit me. Right, hit me strong, hit me hard, and I'm trying to deal with it. And unfortunately, sometimes I fail. And I apologize to you for not being there for you. You're doing a good job on your own trying to handle it. It's not easy. Trust me, I know that more than anyone. And I just wanted to say I appreciate you and thank you for dealing with what I can. Now, I will say this: tomorrow, I need to know if you're going to do tomorrow's game. Is that?
Yeah, I probably will cover the Dallas Minnesota game. I might, depending on what it is, I might not do I might come on near the end of the Carolina Senators game because that comes on at 2 here. So
Okay.
it'll be, but I don't know yet.
I think I was looking at it, and the game starts at 11 my time. So remember, I'm on a weird thing here, and I just want to get it straightened up. So let's see. Yeah, I think that game 3 p.m. is 9 here. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. No, that's 10. And so 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. So at 10, your game starts at, I want to say 11:30 or 12:30. It might be 12:30. No, that's actually, I'm off that. That's an extra hour. So that your game starts at 11:30. I will actually not be available. So if you want me to pre-set up your game, I can do that. And I can set a time, but you can always go live earlier up to an hour.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just, like I said, I don't know if I'll come on for the Canes Sens series. I just, it's been an enjoyable series despite the surprising 3-0 lead for the Canes. But the Canes have a chance at the elimination, so it'll be a talking point tomorrow. I put
a poll. I put a poll in the group. Which of the 3 teams do you think will be swept? The Sens, the Kings, or who's the other one? The Penguins. Combination of the two or all 3. And I don't think all 3 are going to get swept. I really don't.
No.
I think the Pens to me, the Pens and the Sens have the best chance to win a game, but I wouldn't put it past the Kings to win one either, right? Because
With
all three of those games have been as close as F, right? They've been absolutely amazingly close.
yeah, I at the end of this, like I said, I've watched most of the series. Besides, I should have given a little bit more love to the for the Battle of Pennsylvania, but for me, I haven't really watched much of that series. But I pretty much have seen a little bit of everyone, and at the end of the first round, I'm going to rank my series on what I enjoyed the most.
Yeah.
The Avalanche and the Kings, although I have respect, and we've talked about games where I have respect for close games. I'm sorry, the Avs and the Kings has absolutely bored me to absolute tears. That has been absolutely boring to watch.
Wow. I'm like on the opposite end of the spectrum there. I've enjoyed that series. I don't think it's been boring. I mean, no, honestly, I've enjoyed that series completely.
Well,
Right?
yeah. Well, and like I said, I do love close games. It is very nice, but I look at the games that I've been seeing, and I just think that, like, out of the series that I really have seen that I really like, I think the Tampa Montreal series has been very good. I think the I have really liked the Sens and the Kane series, the energy in that series so far. Although I do think the Canes are, I mean, they're just heavily outmatching the Senators. I think they had a close game yesterday, but honestly, if you watch the game, the Canes were all over the Senators, especially on home ice.
Yeah.
So
Did you see what the news that came out of Montreal after game 2?
I probably did, but I've been seeing a lot of news.
Well, I'm terrible with players' names. So in game 2, one of the players made a mistake. It ended up costing. He iced the puck. It ended up going to a face-off that turned into the game-winning goal. That team, including Zach Bolduc, rallied around the player and said, "You know what? It's life. Move on." I mean, just basically told the fans and the media to go F themselves. I mean, just straight up told that New York style media to go fuck itself. I shouldn't say that, but I mean,
yeah,
that's what it is. That's what it is. They did. They just said, go F yourself. We don't, it happens. You're not going to tear up this player over that. And I love that. The other thing that, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, there's a couple things that on this show that I wanted to talk about, including watching the game and all that, which the game is underway on TNT. If you guys are watching, it's in the Bells. Yeah, it's. I just was talking to people who are watching, maybe watching. TNT, if you are able to get TNT, I don't know if this is on ESPN Plus. I wouldn't think so, but
no, it is not.
But they're in the Bell Center. The Bell Center is going to be rocking. The Bell Center is one of the better places atmosphere-wise. I think I've never been there physically, but on TV it comes off really well in the Bell Center. They really bring it every night usually.
Oh, that's an absolute. There's no ands, ifs, or buts. I'm going to try and share our show in a couple of all hockey groups that I'm part of. I don't know. Some of them will allow it. Some of them won't.
And there was a few other things, like I said, that I wanted to talk about on this show. First being just some Blues news that we didn't cover yesterday with Jordan.
You're stealing my thunder, bud. I wanted to bring that up. I put a poll in our group about that, and I think I put the poll in wrong. I think the way I put it in. I think I need to remove that poll and put it in again. But if you want to go ahead and talk about that, go ahead, and then I can comment on it, or you can comment on it. We'll go. So I'll let you go for that.
Well, Jordan, as we know, we got the Well, actually, we didn't cover this. I don't think. I think I did mention it on the show. I don't know if you were there with me. The first piece of news that we got from the Blues, not with Jordan Kyrou, but with the news that Claude Julien and Mike Weber were not returning for the Blues. Montgomery's going to be bringing in his own crew. He's going to bring in. They're going to want him to recruit who he's wanting on his team. That was just a minor news. But Jordan Kyrou underwent a small knee procedure, and I definitely wanted to bring it up because I saw it. I'm like, man, that was surprising. So I guess it's not at all surprising that he was playing kind of with an injury. He didn't miss as many games, but he did miss some games this year from that type of situation when he got slew-footed and he landed awkwardly on his knee. I believe that's what it was probably from. So I think he's a warrior for playing through it. I know I saw what you made a post on, about it, and like, does it change your mind about Jordan Kyrou's season?
Yeah.
I don't particularly think that it's going to change a lot of people's minds, but I think it changes your.
One for the big guys.
I haven't seen it yet, so man, you're really far ahead of me.
That's far ahead of you.
Yeah, you must be really far ahead of me, Jesus. Oh yeah, wow, you were.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was so far ahead of you then.
And there it is, Texier, the Blues legend himself.
What a goal right there. Beautiful.
Yep, the Blues legend himself, Alexander Texier. Good play here by Montreal. Yeah, no, I was well behind you. So great play here. Yeah, what a shot by Texier. That's a good way to get the Bell Center into it. I'm feeling, as you see, I have a Montreal hat on tonight. I can see Montreal picking up a win here. I still think that this series probably goes 7. If there's one series that I can nitpick and say that I think it's going to go 7, I think this is one of them. I think the other one would be Minnesota and Dallas. But good way to start off for the Montreal Canadiens.
I am trying to share to some of our friends here. I got something for you. And I'll click it up here in a second. So the poll that I put in that you were talking about, I think I put that poll in wrong. I said, and the question was, does hearing about his surgery, him change your opinion on his season? And you can say yes and no on a couple of different ways. What I should have said is, yes, it changes it in the positive. Yes, it changes it in the negative. No, I had I was positive to begin with, or no, I was negative. I think that's how I should have phrased the answers. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I know what you meant by what you were trying to get across there.
Yeah. But I don't think everybody did, because like I had a couple people say no. To me, if you change your opinion, yes, then you were negative. And I had someone say yes, but they were negative or they were positive. So I didn't understand how someone positive would change their opinion. You know what I mean? It does. What it does for me is when I hear that now, I go back and I say, okay, 18 goals make sense. Not scoring like he was, being a little more lackadaisical, I've torn a meniscus. And I'm guessing if you have a minor knee surgery, that's a meniscus tear, right? I'm guessing, but it's a scope, right? What he had was probably a scope. I've had that done. And I'll tell you what, I wasn't playing. I wasn't skating for 3 months, after 2 months. After I tore my meniscus, I wasn't doing activities. I wasn't running. With a torn meniscus, I had to do PT physical training or do the PT test. We do it in the Navy, biannual PT test. I didn't know I had a fully torn meniscus. And I did that PT test. And I'll tell you what, that's the closest I ever came to failing one. Other than my very last one, because at that point I was watching the clock. I was gonna walk it over at the very last second I could. But yeah, I just now I sit there and I go, okay, now this makes sense. And it changes it doesn't change. If I had a negative, like get rid of Kyrou now, I think I would have backed off that now. Going, okay, now this makes sense. This guy played with an injury that probably should have had surgery on earlier in the season.
Yeah, I mean, this was we all don't know what this would have been from. My guess is was the slew foot that happened against Ottawa. I think that was his leg. I think I'm thinking of the right guy, because he left that game early, didn't come back. I don't think he came back in that game. But,
yeah, that's the one they didn't give a penalty, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, there was no supplement. I don't think there was a penalty, and I don't think there was any supplemental discipline.
Oh, I think there was a penalty. I don't think there was supplemental discipline. Right? I think there was a penalty on that one. I forget who it was. Was it like
It was I don't know. It was someone on Ottawa, but no, it was who was it? Right? It was no, the Caps was Thomas with the throwdown. No, this was God, what's his? I know his name too. I think it was somebody in Ottawa, but it was Ottawa, and it was against the boards. I remember, but I'm thinking that's probably where you saw this injury take place. And Jordan Kyrou, he missed the game, I think, after that. I don't know how many games he missed. I think he missed one after that, or two maybe, and then he came back, and I think he just played through it.
When I tore my meniscus, I was down. I wasn't down. I was hobbling for a couple of days, and I got some Motrin, what we call vitamin M in the Navy, and it went down enough that I could start doing what I needed to do. But for them I'm glad I wasn't at the time. I was transferring, so I wasn't I wasn't on the ship. I was off the ship. If I'd have been on the ship with as bad as my knee was, I'd have gone to the hospital. But since I was transferring, I couldn't. So, by the way, Kelsey's here. And Kelsey, I have something for you. Justin, and I have something for you. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, motherfucker. I got it. I did it. It's a button now. It's a button.
That's pretty cool. Tampa's on the power play. 45 seconds to go. I would assume you're like far ahead of me.
34 seconds.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're ahead of me by quite a bit, but good kill here, but for the most part, getting some block shots from Montreal. Not much given up by Montreal here. Good save by Dobish on the one, but that was about it on this power play so far.
Yeah, I probably got to go back and do some. Oh, motherfucker!
I would assume Tampa scores. That would be my guess.
Oh, I forgot. You're what, like 15 seconds behind me, right?
Yeah, I'm hefty. I don't even care that you're ahead of me. Mm-hmm. I hate the fact that you're 20 seconds ahead of me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there we go. Tampa gets a power play goal here right off the face-off here.
I got to take this.
Okay. Tampa gets on the board here. Power play goal. Obviously he has we're kind of playing around with the button here, but Braden Points gets one here. this is good. I know he has that button. I'm not a Tampa hater. I actually picked Tampa in this series. I don't have an ill will to either team. I know a lot of people want the Habs to take this one, but both teams are very, very good, and Tampa is definitely not going to go out of this without a fight. You're driving to you're driving to get Allie from work. Very good, Ashley. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Were you talking about Kyrou? Yeah, we were talking about the Kyrou knee injury, and Guy put a post out about how does it change people's view on Jordan Kyrou's season, seeing as he might have been playing with an injury. I know most Blues fans will probably tell us no, but it has to have a little bit of doubt in your mind. But, not everybody's going to like Jordan Kyrou. It appears that Montreal is going to the box again for tripping. So Tampa's going to be going right back on the power play. He probably could have been a stronger skater than what that was, to be honest. How you doing, Jason? So we have 11:48 to go in the first period, and Tampa's on the power play. Montreal rims it around the boards, gets a clear. Tampa's carrying it through the zone, gains the red line, gains the blue line. Tampa trying to dangle through three there. Puck hits back to the point. Gensel. Kucherov to Gensel to on Radish from a shot from the point with a save by Dobish. Oh, very close try there by Jake Gensel. He gets a one-timer. I think it might have got blocked. I don't think it made it all the way to Dobish, but good attempt there. Good passing play by Tampa. Tyler Radish drops it back. Tampa gains the line, gets into the zone, gets it up, just misses back to the point there with a pass. Radish gets the puck back, trying to find his line mate companion. Tampa gains the line. Kucherov throws it back to the point. Kucherov bounces on him. Montreal recovers. I don't have any ill will for Kyrou, but they decided he could play. Skating has all the muscles and support to support knees that average Joes don't. Hence why they can do it. And then you said Hillary Knight played with a torn MCL. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like I said. I don't think it's going to change a lot of people's opinion on Jordan Kyrou on how what he's had for the season per se. I just think that Jordan Kyrou probably did play with this injury, and yeah, I do think that for me, if I was Jordan Kyrou and just the Blues as a whole, they were struggling. In the beginning of the portions, they stepped up in the second half, which is probably why they maybe why he decided not to play through an injury. But if I'm not mistaken, I don't think that this happened after the Olympic break. I think this happened before the Olympic break. So my thing is, if this was an injury that was known before the Olympic break, Jordan Kyrou should have been having surgery on this knee before in the Olympic break. When the Blues were not playing for 2 weeks. He should have been having his minor surgery and getting it, healing a little bit. But there are people questioning his commitment to the team. He waited. Yeah, but I do think, Kelsey, that devil's advocate, like I said, I think it does have to do with the fact that the team was pushing for a playoff spot. I think if the Blues were like well out of the playoffs, well out of having a chance to make it, I think that they would have just had him go and get surgery. I think the fact that they had a playoff push was why they kind of kept him and didn't really want him to leave the team. We're in a commercial break right now. I'll have some interesting stuff to kind of talk about during the intermission, because I kind of want to talk about some other things with the around the league, just certain things that I've seen that I kind of want to touch on a little bit. How you doing, Cindy Lou? You hope guys doing better? Yeah, I think he might be taking a call. He's doing okay today. Hopefully you're still here when he comes back. He'll be back after he handles his business and what he had to take care of. But appreciate you joining the show, Cindy. Montreal gets the kill, though. Oh, yeah, that is unique. John Cooper actually seems to be under the weather here. You can tell by his voice in the interview. Appreciate that, Cindy. Appreciate that. I love the support that you guys give us on a daily basis. It means a lot to myself and Guy. So appreciate you being here. I hope you can stick around for for quite a while in this show. Delayed penalty for Tampa. Tampa is going to the box. Montreal still controlling the play right now. Tampa has not touched it. There we go. There's the penalty possession. Montreal is getting a power play. I know any stick to the face hurts. Actually, Jason, that was one of my topics that I was going to talk about, was the embellishment. Yeah, Jason, that was actually one of the things I was going to talk about, was the embellishment. There's been a lot of things that have been talked about when it comes to that. I don't know if I'm back yet. I think I'm frozen. Yeah, that was one of the things I was going to talk about, Jason, was the embellishment. It's been talked about quite heavily. I think they need to crack down on embellishment. I think it's been very bad for the sport. I think it looks bad for the sport. It was Sidney Crosby's first embellishment. Do I think that he gets a stick in the face? Yeah, I do. But for the people that are, out there saying, oh, yeah, I think it's a terrible call, I think that the fact that you have teams that are embellishing, I think it's a massive, more bigger issue. You can't wait to come to Hawaii to see Guy. Yeah, I'm sure he's excited to see you as well, City. Like I said, he should be joining me back here momentarily after he's done taking care of what he needs to take care of. Montreal has 40 seconds left on the power play. Good save by Vasilevsky there. Tampa gets a clear. About 20 seconds left to go on the power play. Said he was gonna take you around Hawaii and show you some places. That's pretty cool. I hope at some point in my lifetime I get to visit Hawaii. I think it's very cool. So I hope that you and Guy have a good time when you get to go and see him down there. Shocky. You washed your butt and partaked in something that would help you sleep. Well, I hope that works out for you, Shocky. Yeah, no problem, Cindy. Jason. Come on, man. Tampa gets the kill. 4 minutes left in the first period. Montreal gets it at the point, tries to throw the puck, feathers to the corner. In the corner for Montreal. Montreal battling on the boards with Tampa. Tampa gets this puck behind the net. Good forecheck in there by Montreal. Keeping with it. Tampa trying to spin off some forecheckers. Lightning finally get out of the zone after some good forecheck pressure by Montreal. Tampa's in the zone now. They're getting their forecheck going against Montreal. Canadians come out of the board battle with the puck. Oh, I got you. Yeah, it would just come up on your feed. Yeah. Montreal has it on the half boards in the corner again. Tampa, Montreal battling for it. Who comes out with it? Tampa eventually gets it out. Gets the puck deep enough. So who else underestimated the Flyers? I didn't think Pittsburgh was good, but I thought the Flyers were worse. The Flyers were hot coming into this playoffs. I'm not surprised about the outcome we're seeing. I think Pittsburgh is not a good team. I think that they did themselves no favors by being competitive. It's not surprising. I mean, maybe a little bit. I mean, the fact that you started in Pittsburgh and you took 2 losses in Pittsburgh, I don't think that that's working for them over there. they were hot teams. So I know a lot of people had the Flyers just because I think it was kind of a wash series. I think most people saw it coming off different ways to some people. Off to bed. 6 comes early. Good luck in the game. Appreciate it, Cindy. Good to see you. I'll try to bring up your comments and stuff when Guy is back and able to view them as well. I'm up. You're up at 5 a.m. Shockey. Yeah. Usually up at 5:30. Usually on weekdays, just go to get to work. Richard, I had Flyers winning. Very good prediction because your prediction is looking good. I don't see the Pittsburgh Penguins making a comeback by any means. Jason, I asked NHL Uncensored, and Ionist fan actually said he didn't see it coming. I mean, I don't think anybody really saw the sweep coming by anything. I mean, it's not happened yet, but I don't think anybody saw that happening. Richard, how's my bracket coming? My bracket's okay right now. Nothing's too bad right now besides the Philadelphia series. I did have Pittsburgh winning that series. I just expected a little bit more from them, considering Sidney Crosby and Malkin are going to be calling it quits here soon eventually. So I expected a little bit better of a fight in that series. So that series and what else is a series that I had that
my bracket was like absolute junk.
Yeah, I think outside of that one, I think the Pittsburgh Penguins is the only one that where it's actually looking like irresputable, like bad, like where I'm.
I think I had like the Penguins going to the conference finals.
Yeah, I would have never made that bet.
I don't remember. I have to pull it up, but
yeah, no, I was telling Cindy Lou you just missed her out because she was talking in the chat and she said that she was telling me about how you she's gonna when she visits you, you're gonna show her some places, I guess, around.
Say again.
I said Cindy Lou was in the chat, but you just missed her, and she left. But she said that she was telling me about how when she comes down to Hawaii that you're gonna show her some places. So.
Yep, absolutely. Anybody that comes here, all you got to do is let me know, and I'd be glad to take you around and show you what you want to see or help you out as best as I can, right? Based on my schedule. So,
and I guess
Cindy is connected to Roland's mom. I think they're really, really good friends, and I met her at the memorial service.
Yeah. So I guess Shockey has a bass tournament tomorrow.
Yeah, I knew about that, and I'm going fishing in the morning. The kid that took me out had said, "Hey, I got some time on Saturday. I can take you out for a discount because I can't do the whole 4 hours. And if you want to go, let's go." It's like, okay, I'm not going to say no.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, Shock. Yeah, I'm the same way, Shock. I think that's the only series right now that is wrong for me right now. Because I mean, and I don't see Pittsburgh coming back. I don't think there's any way that Pittsburgh comes back and wins 4 games straight. I would be shocked.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I had a VA phone call I had to answer. I had to take care of. I apologize.
Yeah, you're fine.
We were before I went off. We were talking first about the Kyrou thing, and then I want to talk about the I seen the penalty. I kept my mouth shut.
Penalty. Yeah, penalty on the play there.
Yeah.
Montreal going to the box. Tampa getting their 3rd power play of the period.
Yeah, I kept my mouth shut. The coach firing, right? To be 100% honest with you, to me that was one of those things where it came out. Yeah, okay, nothing. It was nothing to me. In fact, I actually think it's going to be good for Montgomery.
Yeah, well,
I felt like his assistant coaches were kind of forced on him. And the only one that it seemed like he got along with might have been Ott, and then they moved Ott, which was the right move, even though they got blown out in game 1 and game 2. Now, the last I looked, they were losing. They were losing 1-0, but that could be wrong now.
Yeah, they for one, yeah, Ott was your guy over there. First of all, Ott did some good things with Springfield. We were talking with Sam, friend of the show, Sam, when we were on her show and talking about Springfield and how we thought that they weren't going to be in the playoffs. At that point, they were pretty much like the Blues. They were having a bad season, underperforming season, and then Steve Ott came down there, really turned it around for them, and they made the playoffs. I don't think anybody expects them to make some monumental deep run, but they did come into the playoffs hot, so anything's possible. But with this, yeah, it's a way that they're going to bring in guys that Montgomery wants. This wasn't a firing. This was just they're not extending them. They're not extending them.
Their contracts expired, and they weren't giving them new ones. Right.
Yeah, so it wasn't a firing. It wasn't a bad end of term here. It was just they're not extending them. Yeah. Montgomery's going to get to pick his own guys.
Well, in all actuality, Steve Ott is still an assistant coach on the Blues, right? Because the Blues still own his contract, even though he's with Springfield. The Blues still own his contract. So, with that being said, I could see Ott coming back to the Blues, or I could. I got to tell you, there will be some head coaching jobs open. Steve Ott is going to get interviewed. I guarantee that. I think
that this move that put him down in Springfield as the head coach, I think that this pretty much solidified to me. I mean, we talked about it on the show before. This pretty much solidified to me that Steve Ott is going to be a head coach somewhere in the NHL.
Within 3 years.
Yeah.
Within 3 years. And I'll say this. I think Steve Ott could take a non-defensive team and turn them in to a very good offensive defensive team. Right? I think he understands. Steve Ott understands defense in a way of the better my offense is, the better my defense will be. And he seems to play that way, right? He seems to coach that way because that's what he did down in Springfield. One of the issues they had was goaltending. Well, the goaltending was the pressure on the goaltending was there consistently. And Ott changed that. He started getting, keep the puck in the offensive zone more. Don't shoot it and run away. Keep on the fort. Keep trying to keep the puck in the zone. And also, the other thing he did is, if there's heavy pressure in the neutral zone, go back to our zone. Pass it back. Break up that glut in the neutral zone. And I've seen that. And their goaltending numbers got better. Right? So, and then Chris Shockey says, and sorry, am I over talking today, man? Or am I okay?
No, you're fine. You just got back, so you're fine.
Everyone seems to think they're going to flip players, but the interview I watched with Army about he and Steen made me think they're sticking with what they have for now. Here, Justin, not Justin, Jason, to everybody. Almost everything that and this is not guy's ego, okay? This is not guy's ego, and I want to make that sure. But if you've listened to me on this show, whether you've agreed with me or not, almost everything that I have said, was verified by Steen, Armstrong, and a few others. Right? Shockey put it in the group. One of the media guys talking about keeping Bennington. And the reason to keep Bennington was Hoffer's still young. He needs that guy. He needs that teacher. He needs that mentor. And where are you going to find that mentor? He's not out there. He's not available. Right? Everybody trade this guy, trade that. That's a fan misunderstanding. Right? Kyrou. I saw something and I finally snapped. I think it was it was either Instagram or X. And it's a newer guy got like 20 followers or something like that. Newer account. And he's talking about Kairu, just Kairu did this and we should carry, the Kairu stuff. And I finally said, wait a minute. Let's hear Kairu fan. Kairu sucks on defense. He's got to get better on defense. Kairu gets better. Where's the offense go? Now he's not good on offense. Kairu has to go. You know what? You can't have it both fucking ways, people. Sorry for the language there. You can't. It's one or the other. Right? Even with some of the best two-way players you've ever seen, they had one aspect or another of their game had to go down for the other to get better. O'Reilly's offense. O'Reilly could be an offensive player. In St. Louis, he played more of a two-way defensive game. His offensive numbers went down for a while. Then they came up. Then the defense was so bad. So he started playing defense. His offensive numbers went down. It's one way or the other. You can't have it both. And Justin, I want to single you out here a little bit, but I don't want you to take it the wrong way. I'm just kind of looking at something you had said and want to back off it a little bit. Okay, so don't take this the wrong way what I'm going to say, and you can talk about me later if you want to. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. One of the things that you've talked about is in games, I don't want a power play simulator. Okay, I get that. But at the same time, I've heard you complain, oh, they missed that call. Oh, they missed that call. How the blind refs missed that call? Or how did they call this one? Why did they call that one? Well, I mean, if you don't want a power play simulator, don't be upset when they miss a call. And that's not, I'm not pointing you out. I'm just making a point, right? It's you can't have it both ways. And that's the thing that happens with Kairu is people want it both ways. And basically the media and the fan base need to step the F back, let Kairu do his job and be Kairu. And if you don't like it, that's who he is. He shouldn't have to change for you. You should have to respect and understand who he is and accept that. That's what I was trying to get at. And I hope I didn't upset you with me using that as a reference. Are you good?
I mean, I'm fine, but I like I said, I'm not getting into anything with the officiating. I think everybody knows what I mean by I don't want a power play simulator, but I also don't want inconsistent officiating either. So, whether or not that's both ways or not, that's fine. But my statement stands true because I also don't want to see 50 power plays a game. I want to see two teams that have a heart and willingness to win 5-on-5. It's a lot more impressive. It's a lot more hard to do winning 5-on-5. When you're talking about blame penalties, when I really go off on the officials, it's because they really, really mess up a call. The Seattle goal interference call, terrible, absolutely terrible. The slew foot on Kairu, no discipline, no supplement to this one, and I don't even remember. I don't even think there was a penalty. So that's the type of stuff that I'll call.
I thought they originally called a major and then dropped it down to a minor.
They might have, but still, there's been that's just two examples right there. There's been plenty of times this season where we have seen terrible calls. I'm not going to complain about some ticky-tack. Yes, I will sit here and tell you, oh, that's weak, because yeah, I do think that some of it is weak. I was going to talk about here in this intermission, Nathan McKinnon and Crosby got called for embellishment.
Yeah.
Back-to-back nights. Now, yeah. I do think that Crosby gets hit in the face with a stick, but if you watch the video, and I've watched it a couple times, if you watch it, Sidney Crosby does flail to the ice pretty actor-like. So I do think that he gets hit with a stick, but I think he flails. And we talked about embellishment. Embellishment has been a very bad thing in the NHL. It makes the NHL look bad when you have professional athletes diving in embellishment. And the problem with back in the day is coaches didn't teach that. Coaches now teach that, which that's a problem.
I don't know if coaches teach it, but I think it's a learned. I think it's something that's learned throughout the game.
I think it. I think it could be both. I think it could be both. I think.
Okay.
I think some coaches kind of lean into it. I really do.
I want to bring up Kelsey's comment. Kelsey said it's probably not the best comparison because my interpretation is Justin's criticism is inconsistency across the league, and consistency would inform how teams play and prevent power play simulator. I think you're dead on the nail there. I'm pickier about inconsistency on goals within the same game, but I understand where Justin is coming from. And I did understand that my comparison might be a little off, but I wanted it to be something that I didn't want it like I was picking somebody out that couldn't put up for themselves, couldn't stick up for themselves. So that's why I kind of used that. I knew it was off a little bit, but I think it made sense. Do you understand where I was kind of coming from, Justin? I wanted to make sure whatever I was using had a chance to defend themselves. Does that make sense? He froze.
Oh man. Okay, there we go. Are we good now?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Man.
Did
I'm fine. I heard what you said. Yeah, no, I'm fine. I didn't say the comment. Kelsey did, so I'm fine. I don't care. I just, like I said, I do understand your comparison. I understand what you mean. You definitely can't have it both ways, and sometimes. But I do think Kelsey nailed exactly what I've been saying. It's been, and we talked about it. You talked about it as well. The consistency is the main point of the whole thing with the officiating. It's not the fact of, oh, that should have been called, that shouldn't have been called. It's, why is this called 1 second and this is not called the other? Yeah, that is my problem.
I get that. I think it was more. For me. It was more the power play simulator comment, and then why didn't they call that? So that's what I was kind of looking at. So that's what But I understood. I did understand how you felt about consistency. I did 100%.
Which we have seen. I mean, we've seen a lot. I don't care what anyone tells you. I have watched every single game, and I get that you have to be tight. You have to get things like scrums and all that. You're gonna have the officials come in and take call penalties. I don't care what anyone says. I've watched every series of this playoffs and almost every single game. There's been way, way, way too many power plays. Way too many. Absolutely way too many power plays. And the problem with me is, yeah, I don't power play simulator, and you do need to call the egregious stuff, but I've seen some weak stuff, man, for the playoffs, for the Stanley Cup playoffs, for the biggest prize in all sports. I've seen some weak stuff. So, the problem with me is I'm honest. So I will come on here and I will tell you, I think that's weak. I'll come out here and tell you, oh no, I think that's the right call. I saw a lot of fans in Dallas and Montreal, or not Montreal, Minnesota. Minnesota fans were complaining about the officials, about how Dallas was handed the game in Game 3, and I just sat there and I was thinking to myself, bro, both teams got away with so much in that Game 3, especially, that like I'm just like thinking to myself, like, I get all fan bases have biased fans, but like, at least I try to use some logic in it. Like, I'm not just some biased fan. I've called it out with Colorado as well. I've said, hey, I don't like Colorado very much, but if Colorado gets screwed in something, I'll say it.
Yeah. Well, did the Spitlin Chicklets guys, they went off on the state of hockey. Oh my goodness, did the Biz go off on the state of hockey? He absolutely blasted them. There was a point there where I don't remember the play or whatever, but guy had just got over the red line, or right at the red line, and flicked the puck and it went over the glass. And he said all the fans are throwing their arms up, right, doing this.
You're talking about Minnesota, right? You're talking about Minnesota, right?
Yeah, up in Minnesota doing this, and he's going, "Oh, come on, state of hockey! You're telling me you don't understand the game?" He went. Devil's Advocate.
This was in Game 3, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
This was probably year off. This the year off call. This was probably the goal. The thing that led to the overtime winner, right?
I think it might have been.
Yeah, you're off. It was you're off who clears his puck over the glass.
I just saw the reel, the TikTok or the reel on or whatever it was. So,
all right, yeah, my apologies. Go ahead. You can read Kelsey's comment.
Yeah, okay. As devil's advocate, there have been some egregious non-calls, and can you imagine the emails officiating is getting from league leadership? Actually, I don't know if they're getting anything. I honestly don't know if they're getting anything. I think for the most part, I remember I go back, you go back to, I'll go back to the most infamous play in Blues history. And I'm going to wait to see who knows what play I'm talking about. What is the most infamous play in Blues history?
I mean, I won't answer. I'll let the fans answer because I probably know what this is going to be.
Okay, I'm going to wait.
Would be so. I think if as long as we're in the same wavelength.
I think we are. I think we might be.
But yeah, I like I said, I'll be the first to admit I do give the officials a hard time, and maybe sometimes there is a human element, but usually the times that I will officially go out and say something blatant and out there and vocal about it, it is something that usually would warrant a fan kind of reaction. Yeah, I've tried to tone it back a little bit, seeing as we kind of view ourselves and we are media in a way. So I kind of tone it back a little bit from the fan aspect of things. But I'm also not a media guy who's going to sit here and go out and lie, about certain things. I'm going to say what I see.
Yeah. No. Chris Shockey says no. It was a no call for delay of game. The fan cried it should have been, but the guy was on his side of the center. Yeah, that's what Biz was talking about. The most infamous play. There's only 3 people watching this. The most infamous play in Blues hockey history is the hand pass.
Yep, that's exactly what I knew it was going to be. So yeah, absolutely the most infamous one.
After that hand pass, I did a video. I did a show on this. After that hand pass, the second in command of the league came out and straight up said, yes, by rule, that play should have been reviewed. But it was a new rule, and his quote was, how would San Jose fans feel if the first time we used it there? And my response was, I don't give a flying fuck how they would have feel. The rule said a goal can be reviewed for and this is what it said, good hockey goal. Mm-hmm. Good hockey goal. That was not a good hockey goal. Right?
Yeah, I mean it was an illegal hockey goal because it should have been played dead.
But no, on my original show, I wish Hefner was here because he might remember this, or Dante's Inferno. I said, I don't give a fuck what their fans think. It doesn't matter because the rule is the rule, and it should have been implemented right then and there. That was the purpose of the rule. Now it's implemented. Now all goals are reviewed for the possibility of it being a good hockey goal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the hand pass, man, that was so infamous. For me, well, and you had me there for a minute because I was like, you know what? That's the NHL, going out there, taking accountability, but then, like I said, you give them an inch and they take a mile. So, like, you think, oh yeah, they're taking accountability, but then they go out there and call it a good hockey goal. I mean,
well,
and
that's not. You're kind of missing. The rule stated that. The new rule that was instituted for the playoffs, the review rule, was that any goal can be reviewed to determine if it is a quote-unquote good hockey goal. That's the rule that the referees on ice could have used to review that goal. But they didn't. They didn't. And the reason they didn't is because of all four of them, none of them, quote unquote, saw it. And because none of them saw it, they didn't think that they could review it.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? I watched videos on this because it was a big talking point. Everybody knew that this was the wrong call. That this should have been reviewed. It should have been not a goal. Have you seen? I don't know if it was a video that someone did or a still picture. Have you seen the still picture of this, of the official literally looking at this hand pass happening in live time?
Yeah, I mean, it was 7 years ago, so.
I mean, yeah, it's been a long time, but there is literally a still image out there of an official looking at this hand pass as it happens, and no one saw anything. You're telling me no one saw anything,
right?
It's crazy. And
now all goals. I'm sorry, I didn't mean. Kelsey had commented. Forgive me, buddy. Sometimes I don't. My ears shut down on me. Kelsey, all goals now are reviewed automatically. They are reviewed. All right, even if it's called off. Like if they call it off for, right away for goaltender interference. My issue with that is if you call off a goal for goaltender interference. Uh-oh, I lost Justin. You okay, man? Just give me a thumbs up if you're okay. Yeah, okay. And that's the thing. You're probably correct because it was handled the right way. But that moment could have been handled the wrong way too. Right? Everyone goes, oh, well, we just blew them out. The next game 4, we blew them out games 5 and 6. Game 4 was a 2-1 or a 1-0 game. It was tight. It was tight all the way through. Right? It wasn't until games 5 and 6 that we blew them out. So there is a little bit of leeway there. That you've got with that. Are you still with me, Kelsey? I think you are. I'm not sure. No, maybe not. Oh, there she is. I thought so. I was feeding my dog, so I missed some of what you said. My bad. Oh, but I didn't realize non-goals are reviewed too. Yes, even if it's waved off. That's because a waved off goal is a goal. So that's still reviewed. By the way, so that phone call I had earlier, Kelsey, and I'm telling you because you'll know what this is. That was my DBT coordinator. That's why I had to take it. You'll probably get a little applause from her.
Tampa getting some ozone time here. Ooh, very good try there for Sorelli there. Dobish with a good save. Montreal clears it out of the zone. Gonna have an offsides here. Bolduc, there he is.
Anderson is just all over. He's just hitting everybody.
Anderson's been very physical in this series.
I got some applause from Kelsey because she knows what DBT is.
Mm-hmm. I didn't get to it, but honestly, we're kind of watching. We're watching this game. But there was another thing I wanted to touch on in the intermission, and it was, I don't know if anybody saw it on X. I guess supposedly this. I don't know. I think that this was game 3. There's a video surfacing of 2 fans that got thrown out of the Flyers game. I don't know if you saw this.
No, I didn't.
So supposedly this son and supposedly I guess his dad, who has terminally ill cancer, was at the Flyers game. They paid like $400, I think, for their tickets. Really close to the ice. Supposedly, where the video picked up was they were getting thrown out, but they were saying, why are we getting thrown out for a chant? Supposedly, the reason they're getting thrown out was because I guess the stadium was chanting, fuck the pings, the penguins.
Yeah.
So that was the reason that they gave. Obviously, we don't know. There's 3 sides to every story. So we don't know if that's actually what happened. But I just found it interesting. I wanted to bring that up and get people's thoughts on it. I know we don't have that many listening, but you're doing this, so you're on here, so maybe you can give some insight. But I find it's kind of a double-edged sword because I view it as like, okay, well, if these guys were chanting, F the Penguins, like there's nothing wrong with that. I paid my hard-earned money to go there. You hear those chants all the time in sporting events. So if that's the case, then I don't know why these guys were kicked out. Now, if they were sitting behind the bench and they were heckling the actual Pittsburgh players, making threats, obviously we don't know that, but that's kind of the double-edged sword kind of thing. Like it picks up with them being thrown out. So
actually, I'm on the other side of this. First of all, we used to get hard tickets, and if you looked on a hard ticket, on the back of it was the fans' code of conduct, right? And part of the fans' code of conduct is no outward or loud profanity. And even now, the Blues fan code of conduct says that. Look, and I go back to Ted Lasso, the Roy Kent. I get it. People who buy tickets think they can yell all the abusive stuff they want at hockey players, but they're still people. And I'm also going, you know what? There's a time and place for everything. If you're, so this was Philadelphia fans in a Pittsburgh arena yelling, "Oh,
no, this was not game 3, I think. Oh wow, this is a bad goal for Dolbush. Brandon Hagel. Honestly, hey, I know that we've been doing this. I think that we can do that, but I think we should actually do some of the regular sounds. I don't have a horse in the race here. I actually have Tampa winning this series. You have Montreal. I don't mind that, but I think that for this series, I think that we should just do the buzzer. I don't think that, because I think it kind of shows a little bit of bias in a way.
Hold on. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Yes, there's kids there, but free speech is free speech. Actually, yes and no. Okay? Free speech does not allow you to walk into a crowded theater and yell fire. If you are in the opposing's building yelling F the Pens, that is the equivalent of being in a crowded theater and yelling fire. It has the same effect.
Right? I don't know if that's the right comparison. I get what you're saying, but I think, well, first of all, movie theater is quiet. You're supposed to be quiet in a movie theater. In a sporting event, you cannot tell people to not be quiet. I mean, I feel like
quietness, Justin. It's the effect of the comment.
Well, chill out, big dog. Chill out.
No. What I'm trying to get at is the effect. You're misunderstanding. It has nothing to do with the environment. It has to do with the effect of the comment. If you're in a place and you yell fire, it's going to cause panic. And in that panic, people can get hurt. If you are in an opposing building and you are yelling F the opposing team or F the home team, you are trying to incite panic. You're trying to incite a riot. This was not in Pittsburgh. This was in Philadelphia. So, but it was Philadelphia fans that got kicked out?
It was Philadelphia fans that got kicked out of Philadelphia in their arena for supposedly screaming F the Pens. But the reason I said that this to me is a double-edged sword is because if it was just F the Pens and everybody in the arena was chanting this,
Yeah.
they have absolutely zero right to kick them out of the arena. Now, if they're heckling the Pens and giving it to the fans, or giving it to the opposing fan base, or they're giving it to the individual players themselves, like making threats and all that, absolutely throw them out. But if they're chanting an arena wide chant like "F the Pens," I mean, come on, man, grow some thicker skin. I mean, come on.
So
It's a rivalry.
well,
It's a rivalry.
To me, it sounds like the kids are not telling the full truth, right? Because
Well, and that's why I said I think it's a double-edged sword.
Full arena, right?
Yeah.
Say again?
That I said that's why I called it a double-edged sword, because I think that they pick it up from the
I don't feel like that the whole story gets told there. Right? I don't feel like the whole story is getting told.
We have a special guest joining us real quick.
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
I see and hear you. You're good.
He said hi, Mom.
Yeah, I see it. All right, good game. I don't know who I want to win, but whatever. Good job, boys. Keep it up.
We just want to enjoy the game. Right? So my feeling on this is, so I've been in opposing buildings, wearing the Blues jersey and all of that. You know, hell, I walked down game 4 of the 2016
what a shit.
finals. The Blues blew out the Sharks 6-2, and I'm walking down the concourse going, "Oh, in the Blues, go marching in. Oh, in the Blues, go marching." And and then we got blown out. There is, look, I get that profanity is part of everyday life and that. However, to me, there's a time and a place. And in a public thing like that, like I hate the bullshit. I hate the bullshit chants. Bullshit. It doesn't belong. The one that I can get away with that I'm okay with is "refs, you suck." That I'm okay with. That's like leeway. But yeah, for me, like I said, I get where you're coming from, and I absolutely agree that you should not just be yelling profanities out to yell profanities. But I do think that although that is the case, I do think that although it's a high octane environment in sporting events, I do think that most fans generally behave themselves pretty well. Like a lot of the time, maybe you get some drunk asshole who is, yelling at, obscenities to, people, threatening people, being rude to other fan bases. Like that for me would be more of a draw the line than, yelling a nation or an arena wide chant for me, at least. Like, I'm sorry. Like, first of all, you have the Battle of Pennsylvania in the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs. They have history. Yes, they haven't seen each other in the play, but dude, playoffs is a different atmosphere, man. I went to my first ever playoff game, and it is a completely different atmosphere, man. Those places are absolutely rocking. I mean, it's not the same for every fan base, but I think an FU to the other team, like, chanting that illegal, it's going to happen. And I think that's okay to have sometimes. Like, not every time, but I don't think you see it every time. Yeah.
So,
there's time and place for everything in my eyes. I had a thought process and it kind of just went away. I almost got kicked out of a Blues game. And I muttered this comment under my breath. I almost got kicked out of a Blues game. Preseason game 2 years ago, Blues and Blackhawks. I'm sitting in the upper level. I'm in a special seat, and I'm not going to say there's an organization that gives tickets to veterans, and I had one of those tickets. And I think the Blues were losing or something was going. And there were two Blackhawks fans behind me, like 2 rows back and across the aisle, because I was in an aisle seat. And the couple that was sitting next to me they were also in the same type of seats, but they weren't the same category as me, and they weren't Blues fans. They were just taking up 2 seats and kind of, so they weren't, so, I'm doing my commentary like I normally do. And it got to a point at one time the Blackhawks fan said something, and under my breath, I said, you know what's the only thing that sucks more than a Chicago Blackhawk? And then I said, a gay porn star. The people that heard me started laughing. The 2 people next to me got up, left. And then about 10 minutes or 3 to 5 minutes later, a security person came up to me and was about to kick me out when people were like, whoa, 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 whoa. He did not say that. He didn't say that was that was not a, like they told the security guard, that was not a comment that was brooded out. That was just something he said to himself. And it wasn't as egregious as they're making it out to be. But I almost got kicked out. And luckily, I know some ushers. So one of those ushers came to my defense.
Yeah, but, I mean, like I said, for me, hearing that comment, I mean, that comment's that was an outlandish. I mean, that's a pretty outlandish comment. When you are heckling somebody, when you're heckling individuals and everything, but like I will never change my stance on, like, if first of all, if you're rivals and you're playing a team and you have a situation that happens and like you're in a heated rivalry, especially in the playoffs, I'm not going to bat an eye at a, F you, to the whole team kind of thing. And it's an arena wide chant. It's not a, oh, I'm sitting in the, the second row heckling the other team's bench or heckling the other fans that support that team around me. That's a little different.
I don't believe the kid's story. There's something more to it. That's why I don't believe it.
That's why I said I think it's a double-edged sword, because I think you could get to the point to where they were started picking up to where when they were already out of their seats, like into the main area, and they were getting thrown out or asking to leave, and they were asking why, and they kept saying, oh well, because we said F the Penguins. And everybody was chanting that, they said. So The reason I said that it's a double-edged sword is because if they weren't doing that and they were like heckling the fans around, if they were generally being, assholes to people, then yes, they should be kicked out. But again, I do have to say, obviously you don't know who's lying on the internet. That, like I said, supposedly the son and the dad. The son is like older, like he's not like some young kid. He's an older kid, and he's an older guy, and supposedly his dad has terminal ill cancer or something like that. So
to me, that has nothing to do with the story. That's just asking for sympathy from you doing something.
Oh no, I know. Oh, I absolutely know. I know. Believe me, I know.
You've got to bring that in. Tells me that you want sympathy when you were doing something wrong. That's exactly what that tells me. Jason Nichols said, did you all this story about the umps ejecting the Oregon player for playing Three Blind Mice because of the ump? MLB, that can't be true. No, it was a minor league game, and it did happen. And I also think it might have been like a joke, but I don't know for sure. And Kelsey, I do not know a gay porn star's name off the cup. The comment was, the only thing that sucks more than a Blackhawk, it's a gay porn star. So I didn't know her name. I just said that. And I actually thought that was kind of funny. But gotta hand it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
they're in a hostile environment and they are playing very well. And the Montreal Canadiens are trying to play up to the fact that they know this is a friendly crowd.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, though, I do understand where you're coming from. I think both sides are not wrong in the aspect.
Did they call a high stick there?
Yeah, they said high stick. Let me see here.
Oh. I mean, I get where in the heat of the moment you might. That's why I wish some of this stuff. This is why I will always say.
What in the world?
Oh, no. Now I see it. Never mind. Now I see
it. Was it? Okay. Maybe they show it again because I was the first thing they showed was not the high stick.
No, they show it. They show it.
Oh
just-
yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's absolutely high stick on
Okay,
Ivan
couple
Demidov. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Uh, no. Well, they did. Well, because the first replay they didn't. The first replay they showed there wasn't the high stick. It was the
that wasn't-
play that
yeah.
happened after.
Yeah. Then they go back and they show it, and I'm like, yeah, okay, now that I get. That I get. Right. You know, I tell the joke. You know how the refs are doing a good job. Both fan bases are complaining. And you've gotten a lot of that in these playoffs. You've gotten a lot of that. So I'm not as bad on the refs as other people are because it's been on both sides. But playoff hockey is a different animal, and fans react as if their team is a princess. Their team can do nothing wrong.
Well, and I saw a lot of that with what, like I talked about that. I saw a lot of that on social media with Minnesota fans when Minnesota lost Game 3. They were talking about Dallas being handed the win. Minnesota couldn't score on the power play. So, I was seeing a bunch of like the Dallas Stars got handed this win by the officials and all this, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, bro, you guys both had like 8 power plays in the game. Dallas took advantage of it, man. Like, the better team won the game. Sorry, that's just how it is. And I said both teams have gotten away with a lot in that series. Like, I'm a Blues fan. I don't have any loyalty to either one of those teams, but I can sit there and confidently say that and say that not one is better than the other.
My Kelsey talks. She says security can be a-holes. I was assaulted at a football game by a guy sitting in front of me, and when he won't do it again was not acceptable answer to me. They said they would throw me out. And then he says, and she said, she follows it up with, they're not associated with teams, just the stadium in some cases. And my dad, when I was a kid, my dad worked for a concert security group, right? Like he did security for concerts. I got to see some pretty good concerts from backstage because of my dad, right? The first time I ever bought a ticket was to, and God, I'm aging myself here, was to Starship and the outfield. And I actually got to go early enough because I had a ticket, but my dad was security. So I got to go backstage. I got to be backstage for a while. They gave me until they gave me a shirt, a concert, security shirt to wear backstage. So, I mean, and I get that. Justin will be back in a moment. Power play's over. It's been a good game so far. Ooh. By the way, Kelsey, did you hear me use the soundbite? I don't think it got heard, so I'll use it again. And I'm probably gonna have to go back and try and record it and see if I can raise the volume. I have a sound thing that I might be able to raise the volume on this, but oh motherfucker. Oh, motherfucker. Oh, there we go. Hold on.
I don't know. Oh, there it is. So Montreal gets on the board, or gets another one. Sorry, they've been on the board already. Ties it up 2-2. There you go.
They might have a soundboard now. No, I don't think they do. StreamYard does not have a digital soundboard. And I have my volume pretty high. Yeah, good goal. Is that Texier again? Did he get that? I think he did it again. No, they're giving it to Doc at the moment.
No, it might have been. It's either going to be Doc. It might be Bolduc even too. Bolduc was there.
Yeah. Well, I saw Texier like right off the side of the goal with his hands up, so I thought maybe it was him, but we'll see. Right now, they have it listed as unassisted. Hey, I got to go for a second. I think, yeah, Kelsey, but Zencaster isn't like live video, so that's internal. with this being live, from what I know, they don't have internal soundboard that I know of. I could be wrong, but that I know of, they don't. I mean, I can add sounds, but they don't. Well, okay, so they kind of do. I can add a sound and then up the like I could do this. Let's see if I can find this. I don't remember. I don't remember where the sound is.
We're getting a delayed penalty. Tampa's getting another penalty.
Wow.
This was kind of what I mean. I've been liking this series. I like it, but this is kind of what I mean by, like, obviously you need to call things that are obvious. But I don't know how many power plays have actually been in this game, but Tampa had 3 in the first. I think Montreal had 1, so that's 4 right there. You have Tampa's got 2 power plays in this period, and I think Montreal's now going on their 3rd power play of this period. You had a lot of penalties in this game.
Let's see, how's this? Hold on.
Oh, motherfucker.
Yeah, I think the internal one is still kind of low. That's the sound is loud as it'll go on StreamYard.
Oh, motherfucker.
And this is as loud as it'll go on my soundboard.
Oh, motherfucker.
I think my soundboard's a little bit louder, but I can go into a I have a thing that would allow me to go in and make a change, like raise the volume. With my video editor, I have a sound editor that would let me raise the volume. I'll have to go in and see if I can raise the volume on my sound editor. Just for you, Kelsey. That's how much we care about you. Hey, I think I got something going on in my building. I'm gonna pop out for a second, okay?
All right, sounds good. We're underway here on the Montreal power play. Demidov back to the point. Hudson over to Caulfield, over to Demidov. Demidov tries to throw this puck. Slavkovsky up to the point again. Slavkovsky and up top. Good save there by Vasilevsky. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah, it was a penalty. Looking like. Suzuki up top. Suzuki gets back to the point. Up at the point. Good pressure by Tampa. Tampa with a good stick. They get a clear. I didn't see this penalty. The camera work. Most of these games have been off. Yeah, no, I think. I actually don't know what. Shockey. This was. I believe that this was holding the stick, and I did see the holding the stick. Hagel did reach out and hold the stick. Like I said, again, I don't have a problem if it's obvious. I just in the playoffs. This series especially has had a lot of power plays. I mean, a lot. I don't know how many power plays we've seen in this game alone, but there's been a lot. Does every NHL game have the same camera? No, Kelsey. Not. Oh, very good try there across the crease there. No, Kelsey. Not every team has the same camera angle. But, I mean, when it's on national television like this, like TNT, usually they take the same oh, no, technically I don't think that they do. I think that some have higher camera angles. Some have more level ones, like kind of in medium. I'm trying to think of some weird camera angles. I think Edmonton has some weird shooting camera angles. Seattle. There's teams that just have different.
Depended on the building. So,
Yeah.
but they do try and have the same coverage, right? They may not get the same angles, but they try to have the same coverage. For example, every stadium has a camera that is directly pointed down directly over the net, right? And then every stadium has blue line cameras that are on each side and look down the blue line like this. They cross each other. Things like that. I didn't see the penalty to camera work from most of these games has been off, and I don't see anything until a replay. Yeah, I get that. I do think some of the national camera work has not been as good as it's been in the past. I do agree with that. Yeah, it doesn't work that way with the NHL. It doesn't work that way. They, believe it or not, the team is responsible for the majority of the cameramen, right? Like at the Blues games, I know that there are some cameramen that are associated with Fox or Bally Sports Midwest or whatever it is, FanDuel, whatever. But a lot of those guys are going to get hired by the Blues anyways, because some of that, the in-game arena stuff, that's not FanDuel. That's the Blues production. That's Blue Note Productions. So that has a lot to do with it. It does have some of an effect on video review, but I think that they try and get the same. For the most part, they try and get a decent coverage, especially in the offensive zone. But it will change, right? Sometimes you get, sometimes you don't.
Just misses there by Newhook. Oh, are they gonna? They're throwing another power play? Oh my god, bro!
Yeah, Montreal's on the power play now.
Yeah, again, they just when you were gone, they were just on a power play. They literally just had one.
Demonov for high sticking and Dobes at the 4:57 mark for unsportsmanlike conduct. Oh no, this is later. Oh, that's a Canadian. Sorry, let's go back. Oh, 14:05 Hagel for holding the stick, and at 16:14 Oleberg for hooking. So yeah, almost back to back. I looked at that wrong.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, no, there's been a lot of penalties in this game. A lot. Ooh, good cross there. They just missed there. Hagel, shorthanded. I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
He turned the puck over. Vasilevsky with a save.
Montreal just missed at the 103 mark of the power play. 103 left of the power play.
Oh, Demidov.
Yeah.
Goes wide. Good save by Vassy. Vassy. Was a good save, brother.
Okay, so I'm watching what you're telling me right now, and so they must have been right near the bench, and that these guys were absolutely heckling the players. I mean, straight on. I mean, they can say that they were doing something else, but I just in what he's saying, he's trying to dumb it down, but they were heckling the bench, and it had to be more. You're muted, boss.
No, I know. Again, I never said that it was either. I just said it was a double-edged sword. I'm not. There's three sides to every story. There's their side, your side, and the right. Usually, both sides speak a little bit of the. It's not the whole truth all the time. So that's why I said that I'm not 100% convinced that what they said was the truth, and I'm not 100% convinced that the staff are right in this situation either. I'm not going to make a claim for either because you don't know.
You. And the saying is there's three sides of the story: your side, my side, and the truth, which lies somewhere in the middle. Just clearing it up a little bit. It's in the hands of the team. I think they have pretty similar coverage. Wasn't sure how national coverage changes. For the most part, the national coverage, it's the team is still supplying the cameramen for the most part.
Shot by Carrier, puck bounces.
I think the Blues have a wonderful opportunity right now. Oh, another penalty. Oh, this one looks bad. I think he got slashed right on the wrist.
Oh, yep.
This right here, this is a 2-3 matchup, right? This is a 2-3 matchup.
Yeah.
This right here is why I don't want the 1v8 match, 1v8 playoffs. This right here is the exact reason why I don't want the 1v8. Oh, right off the post. You do not get this level of. Oh, he's got to come off. He's got to come off right away, and I don't think he does. Oh, yeah, he gets right in the mouth. He gets caught right in the mouth, or right across the. Is it the neck? He gets hit right across the neck. I thought he was holding his hand, but he got hit across the neck. This right here, this is exactly why, and I know you know how you feel about quote unquote power play simulator, but this is all earned. This is all earned. This is when emotions are high, this is what I expect, and this is when you get some of the best hockey when emotions are high.
Oh, I mean, when you weren't here, I even said it. I said, there's been a lot of power plays, but they've been well-deserved power plays. Both teams have gotten a lot of power plays, but they've been the right calls. So, I mean, I understand. But they're calling it, like you say, by the letter of the law. They're not – first of all, they're being consistent. It's not just one way or the other. Both teams are getting the same amount of calls.
Consistently. I'll say, Kelsey, what happens is with this 2v3 that you have now – it's divisional. So you get these divisional rivalries or the divisional matchups. This series is a carryover from what this teams did this season, last season, seasons before. This is a carryover. This might carry all the way back to the 2000. I don't know how many of these players were still there, but some of this hatred, this carries all the way back into the COVID season when Montreal and Tampa met in the finals. Right? So because of this type of playoff system, you're bringing divisional rivalries into the first round. And you may not get those in the second round. You are forcing divisional rivalries, and that's why the 1v8 doesn't work for me. Here, that's the other thing. That's the other thing that I could have sat there and said, right? For everybody, this is one of those things. The draft thing, right? I can't have it both ways. Oh, we don't want teams tanking. We don't want teams tanking. Okay, you don't want teams tanking, so we're going to institute a draft lottery so the team in last place doesn't automatically get the first pick. But now in the lottery, why didn't the first team get a pick? If they didn't get the pick, it's got to be rigged. Wait a minute. You were pissed because you didn't want tanking. Now we did it to prevent tanking. Now you're pissed that team doesn't get the pick? Come on, you can't have it both ways. The 1v8, you're saying that you want teams 1 through 4 to have our team 1 to have the easiest path to the playoffs, but in a lot of cases, that team 1 still got beat by team 8. It doesn't prevent that.
Well, that's fine, but I think people want my counter argument to that is if that's the case, if that's truly how you feel, then the 1v8 shouldn't be the problem. First of all, I love the competitiveness. I love all that and stuff like that. But again, I want to say that first of all, just because you don't have a rivalry with some team doesn't mean if you go to the 1v8 that you won't have rivalries. Yes, you won't have as heated rivalries, but playoffs are playoffs and they get physical regardless. It doesn't matter. They could create some rivalries there. But the way that I'm viewing this is 1v8, or at least the teams that win are sitting at the very top. I don't care what anyone says. They're leading the league. They're leading their respective sport in the world. They do deserve to play the weakest opponent if they lead the whole league at the end of the day.
Okay,
so
and
despite
in this wild card format, that's exactly what happens. The best team plays the worst team in the wild card format. That's exactly what happens.
Mm-hmm.
What everybody doesn't want is the 2 and 3 seeds to play each other. And they want those seeds to have an easier trip. Well, you know what? Those seeds got upset just as much as everybody else did. Right? So you're still getting in this format, the team that wins the division is still getting a weaker opponent. They're still getting weaker opponents. Hell, I bring this up with the year the Blues won the Cup. How many number 1 seeds made it to the second round? How many number 1 seeds made it to the second round?
I don't think any.
None. All number 1 seeds lost in the first round. All of them. So you would have had the exact same thing that happened. What you got was, in the first round, you got a really good matchup between the Blues and the Jets. You had the Bruins had a really good matchup. I forget who it was with. You had a lot of good matchups. The Sharks had a good matchup with Vegas in the first round, I think it was. Might have been the second round. But you got those divisional rivalries in 2-3s that created. That's where you created good playoffs. The Tampa Bay set the record at the time for most points and most wins in a season and got swept in the first round. They played the weakest opponent in the playoffs that year and still got swept.
I think, yeah. I mean, and what most people don't really understand is, in complimenting your side here, and like I said, I've never publicly come out and said that I'm so hard for the 1v8. I've never come out and physically said, oh, okay, you just go to the 1v8. We've talked about it. Look, there's the problem with 2 and 3 is you got to realize that the teams that make the playoffs, they make the playoffs for a reason. They're good teams. So obviously we're devaluing some teams when you say, oh, you got to play the weakest opponent. But that's just how it is. You have weaker teams in the playoffs. But anybody is prone to upsets. And you do see them, despite what your thing is. But with 2 to 3 seed matchups, I don't know why people complain about it as much. 2 to 3, I mean, 2 is 1 away from number 1. So that's a good team. And 3 is 2 away from 1 and 1 away from 2. So
in the West, this is what 1v8 would have looked like in the West, right? Colorado would have faced the Kings. The Knights, who had 95 points and were behind both the Stars and the Wild, would have had the number 2 seed because they won their division. They would have faced the Mammoths. Guess what? That's exactly what we have. Now, where the change would have happened, the Dallas Stars would have faced the Anaheim Ducks, and the Minnesota Wild would have faced the Edmonton Oilers. And the Stars and the Wild both would have been the home teams. I don't think that those matchups are any. I think that getting the matchups of Stars Wild and the complaint is that with as good as the Avalanche, Stars, and Wild are, that one of those teams is automatically going to get knocked out in the first round. If you had the 1v8, I'm telling you that either the Stars or the Wild against the Oilers or the Ducks would have got upset. I absolutely believe that they probably would have got upset. And if you go back when they did a 1v8, oh wow, oh no, this is just a replay.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, upsets do happen. Obviously, they do have the chance for upset. Dallas would not have lost to the Anaheim Ducks. Minnesota probably could beat Edmonton, but I get what you're saying. Right. But again, upsets can happen anywhere. I think people look too much into it, but I think people just forget that hockey, man, it's growing. It's a different time. There's so many talented players out in the league that like whatever you do, when you get to the playoffs, it's a different animal. It's a different beast. You talked about it earlier. It's a different animal. Any team can beat any team at any time. Yeah. So the fact that people complain about it is just crazy.
In the East, you would have gotten the Hurricanes against the Senators, which is what we got. You would have gotten the Sabres against the Bruins, which is what we got. But you would have gotten the Lightning against the Flyers and the Canadiens against the Penguins. Now, here's my thing with that. The Penguins were second in their division, and in a 1v8, second in their division, in a 1v8, they would have lost. They would have not had home ice advantage. The team that would have got home ice advantage would have been the Canadiens, who were third in their division, but with more points. This one wild card, this current system ensures that the team that comes in second in their division gets home ice. That's an earned thing. The 1v8 takes that away. And it would have taken it away in both series. Well, actually, it would have taken it away more. Yeah, it would have taken it away in both East and West, it would have one of the teams would have lost home ice due to in the West, the Oilers would have lost home ice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's interesting. I know it's a hot topic. I know some people want the 1v8. I know people don't have an issue with what it is now. You're gonna always have that divide. I think that there's reasons why you could argue both sides, but again, as for like anybody who makes the claim of like, oh well, we should have this system because it creates more rivalries, I don't agree with that. I think 1v8 would also do the same because. Just because you may not see that team as much as you do some other teams, you're still going to have to eventually play them, play a team that you may know, and you're going to have playoff hockey. So you're going to be physical. It's going to be physical regardless. So,
well, Justin, I understand what you're saying, but if you go back to why they instituted this, Gary Bettman straight up said there were two reasons why they changed the system. One was because everyone loves brackets, and by having the reseeding, you took brackets away. You could not do a bracket system, and they wanted to do a bracket system. And the other one was everyone was complaining there's rivalries. The rivalries were going away. That they weren't there. They weren't as heated. They weren't as good as what they've been in the past. And the comment on that was rivalries were created in the playoffs, not in the regular season, because you play 4 straight games or 7 straight games in the playoffs. But that's where the rivalries get created. And if you go back, another strong proof of this is the COVID season when you only played in your division, right? Look at the rivalry that got created between the Blues and the Coyotes. That didn't happen before. Look at the rivalry that got kind of created with the Kings. That didn't happen before. Because you played 7 games and a lot of them you played together, it helped create and build those rivalries. When Chicago got taken out and put in, when we got put in the West and Chicago got put in the Central, it helped kill that rivalry is not as strong. Now, the other part of that is Chicago's been really bad for a while. But there's some things going on here that I don't think people completely understand. And I actually think that you get a better playoff, and we've gotten better playoffs because of this system than we would with the 1v8. That's my opinion. That is Guy Bensing's opinion. Kelsey, because in the old system, and Kelsey says, I don't understand the logic that it's not a bracket. In the old system, each round you reseeded. So while there was a bracket, and one played 8, and one played 8 and 2 played 7, and then you had that bracket. When you got to the next round, the top was the highest seed left. If the number 1 seed got knocked out, then the number 2 seed went there. Right? They reseeded. So the 2 seed, which was on the bottom of the bracket, could go to the top of the bracket. That's why you couldn't do the bracket, because it was hard to score them. How can you score them? Because you got it made it harder for you could do brackets, but it made it harder for brackets to be scored and done correctly and to come up with something that was fun for everybody. Because once your team got knocked out, you were pretty much done. If 1 team or 2 teams got knocked out in your bracket, you were done. This way, even if you get a team knocked out, unless it's your champion, you still have a chance to earn points. That's the difference. Sorry, Justin.
Yeah, cool thing going on in Utah. They're doing the jersey exchange, where if you bring a Vegas jersey, you can exchange it for a Utah jersey.
Oh,
it's pretty crazy.
Utah doing. I still struggle with calling Utah expansion team, because they're not. They're not. I mean, I know the reason they're doing it, but they're not. They're not an expansion team. They're a team.
No, they're not expansion. Yeah.
when the Jets moved to, where did the original Jets move to? I can't remember now. Where did the original Jets
They
team
were
move?
in Atlanta, weren't they?
Oh no, Atlanta moved to the Jets, but I don't think the Jets moved to Atlanta. Was an expansion team. Oh no,
Yeah.
they moved to Phoenix. The original Jets moved to Phoenix, right? And it was still considered the same. The Atlanta Flames are not the Atlanta Thrashers. Moved to Winnipeg to become the Jets. The original Jets franchise. This is their third city now. They went from the Jets to Phoenix to Utah, and now they're considering. Well, see, here's the thing, Kelsey. March Madness, they don't reseed. They don't reseed. Because and you can't reseed. Where the NHL, they reseeded because you could reseed. So that's the difference there. And it's more of a computer system problem.
There's at the end of the day, what is it? Well, first of all it is, guys, it's just a buzzword. All that is with Utah becoming Utah and them calling them an expansion team. All it is a buzzword. First of all, it makes the NHL. I mean, they think it makes the NHL look bad. That a team could not garner some money where they were. So they're going to use a buzzword. Oh, it's an expansion team. We all know it's not an expansion team. It's the Arizona Coyotes, just as the Utah Mammoth. That's all it is.
It's that franchise's third city. That tells you that the franchise has got bad ownership, bad management. And then Kelsey says, don't reseed. That's my point. Well, that's the thing, Kelsey. That's what this new system is. It's a system that doesn't reseed because originally when they did it, they didn't reseed. And everybody complained because the number 1 seed got upset. Now the number 8 seed had an easier path than the number 2 seed who beat their team. Right? And that's what I'm trying to get at. The point is, if you want the 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds to have the easiest path, just get rid of the 4th round of the playoffs. Just make it a 3-round system. Right? 4 teams. That's it. And nobody wants that.
Yeah, I mean, I think for most people. Go ahead.
No, she goes, all right, well, frick them all.
I just, for me, like I said, I'm not backing either one or the other. I'm just saying that I just want to see some good playoffs. I want to see some enjoyable hockey. I do think that you see a lot of good hockey in the first round. And I will say with how it is, and I don't know if it's just the seeding. I don't know if it's just how teams play.
Yeah.
I've talked about this, and again, it's going to sound like a homerish take, but I have not felt any type of massive feeling for the playoffs since the 2019 series, or 2019 year, and obviously that's going to be a little bit of a biased take. Obviously, for most, for fans who have been in it, obviously they're going to have a little bit more of a stronger feeling on it because their team may be in it, but I just look at it from a outer perspective. And yes, there's been some shining bright spots in the series and all that. But as most of the playoffs have gone along, especially the last 2 years, the Stanley Cup playoffs, the first round was exciting. And after that, they were boring to me to tears. I'm sorry. It was boring.
I didn't feel it was that boring. The getting the same Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row did feel a little, especially that this year, the first year it went to Game 7, or the first time it went to Game 7 overtime, and here Florida just crushed them. It was 6 games, but Florida, they never looked back. Kelsey, they used to do 5-game series in the first round, and then 7 games after. They changed. For the longest period, the NHL was the only one that's 7 games all 4 rounds. the NBA finally came around to that. But now the NBA does the play-in round, which I don't know. I think it's kind of a joke. But now there was a time where conferences didn't matter, and the NHL did a 1v16 matchup. And in fact, in that, I looked it up. I don't remember how many years it was, but it's one of the 4 times that that I know of, that I think, and I have to go back and look. 4 times that the Blues have played an Eastern Conference team in the playoffs. And I could be wrong, but I think it's only, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Only 5 times have the Blues played an Eastern Conference team in the playoff. I need to double check that, but I think I'm right.
Well, and I think for me, I don't like the precedent of devaluing any teams. We obviously have weaker teams. Obviously, everybody says the same thing, but I do hate the fact that people devalues teams, because anybody who makes the playoffs are in the playoffs for a reason. So no matchup is just going to be a cakewalk for anybody. These guys are professional athletes. You look at a team like LA. I don't think LA is that good of a team. They're down 3-0. He expected this, but like the Avalanche haven't had a surge of offense. It hasn't been like a surge of offense kind of thing where LA just can't keep up with the offense of Colorado. They're keeping the games close, but anything is possible. I just think that I don't think it's right to shit on people that want the 1VA, and I don't think it's right for people to shit on people that want this current system.
So there is a caveat to this with the Blues playing Eastern Conference teams. There are 2 teams that are currently in the Eastern Conference that were not in the Eastern Conference when the Blues played them.
I would assume one of them is Detroit.
Nope, not Detroit. Not counting Detroit at all. Detroit, there are 2 teams that you right now you would think of when you think of like Detroit. Switch. There are 2 teams that you just absolutely, they've been Eastern Conference teams from the get-go. Right? Ooh, I did not know this. Actually, I got to add another one there. This might have been when, this is when they did the 16 thing, I think. I thought they lost to another one.
17:28 to go in the third period, tied 2-2. Shots are 21-13 in favor of the Montreal Canadiens. Kirby Dach with a goal and an assist in this game.
Yeah. I was right. Okay.
Matheson walks the puck out behind the net, trying to find a space to get through to get a breakout. Matheson throws it up to Dach. Dach just chips it into the zone. Forecheck there by Montreal. Tampa. 3-on-3. James shoots that puck wide. Oh, good save by Dobish. Columbus and who else? It's not like Toronto or something, is it? I said it's not like Toronto or something, is it?
Nope. Well, Toronto, yeah. Toronto. Toronto's one of those teams. I didn't think about that. Toronto was a team that was in the Western Conference for a long time. Not Columbus. Columbus, again, this is like when the Eastern Conference became the Eastern
here we go,
Conference,
breakaway.
These teams were in the Eastern Conference. Right?
Good save there on Caulfield. Caulfield has a breakaway, but Vasilevsky up to the task. Keeps the game tied. Yanni Gord tries to get that pass off to his line mate. Bounces off the stick. Montreal the other way. Evans on the forecheck. Yanni Gord loses the puck in the neutral zone. Swing back to Montreal. Montreal gaining the blue line. Turned over. Tampa. Hagel to Kucherov. Kucherov shoots it wide.
So in the 1980 playoffs, they played a 1v16.
Hagel.
80-81 playoff. The Blues were the number 2 seed. They played Pittsburgh in the first round. And the two teams I was talking about were Pittsburgh and Philadelphia because they were originally part of the quote-unquote Western Conference, the new 6. And when as expansion came and they created a real Eastern-Western, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia both moved to the Eastern Conference. I forgot about Toronto. But so Pittsburgh it was 5 games in the first round. Pittsburgh.
Hey, look at that. I know something.
Pittsburgh was the number 15 seed, and St. Louis beat them 3-2. The seedings were this. And there was no bracket. You were reseeded, renumbered after each round.
Oh, wow.
The Islanders were the number 1 seed. They played the number 16 Toronto. The number 2 seed was St. Louis. They played the number 15 seed Pittsburgh. The number 3 seed was Montreal. They played the number 14 seed Edmonton and were upset 3-0. Montreal got swept. Montreal won their division with 103 points. So seeds 1, 2, 3, and 4 were all the division winners, right? So the division winners were the Islanders with 110 points, the Blues with 107 points, the Canadians with 103, and the Sabres with 99. Right?
Good hustle there by James to get that puck. Yeah, I'm listening. I'm half. I'm kind of trying to focus on the game.
It's good information I'm putting out there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to go back and to think about what everyone's talking about. Well, here I'm proving. Here's what you wanted, and here's where you didn't get what you wanted. Right?
Good save there by
the Rangers, who were the 13 seed, beat Los Angeles 3-1, who were the number 4 seed. Again, another division winner. Actually, no, they weren't a division winner. So even though Buffalo won their division, they dropped to the 5th seed because I guess the divisions didn't count. Buffalo was the 5th seed, and they beat the 12th seed Vancouver 3-0. Philadelphia was the 6th seed. They beat Quebec, the Nordiques, 3-2. Calgary was the 7th seed, and this was I think this was the original Calgary, right?
Jack Guy gaining the red line, dumps the puck in.
Yeah, no, this was this is when the Atlanta Flames moved to Calgary. Sorry. Calgary beat the Blackhawks 3-0, and then Minnesota, the 9th seed, upset Boston, swept them 3-0. In the second round, the seedings were now this. Number 1 seed was the Islanders. Number 2 seed was St. Louis. Number 3 seed was Buffalo. The number 4 seed was Philadelphia. The Islanders faced the number 8 seed Edmonton. The number 2 seed St. Louis faced the number 7 seed New York Rangers. The number 3 seed Buffalo faced the number 6 seed Minnesota, and the number 4 seed Philadelphia faced the number 5 seed Calgary. In the second round, in the quarterfinals, the 5th, 6th, and 7th seeds all won. Minnesota beat Buffalo 4-1. The Rangers beat St. Louis 4-2, and Calgary beat Philadelphia 4-3. So the Rangers are the other team that was in the Eastern Conference when we played them, that we played in the playoffs. And I think there was one other team that I came up with, but I'd have to double check that playoff format to make sure.
Hit there, Montreal on the forecheck. J.J. Moser along with Bradish. Montreal gets a shot. Easy glove save by Bassi. Kucherov tries to overhit on Carrier. Absolutely whiffs. Slams into the boards. That shook him up for sure. He definitely felt that one. Yeah, this series has been very, very competitive. Very good watch. It's not a must win for Montreal, but Montreal definitely cannot lose both games in Montreal. They have to take at least one.
Yeah.
Because I think if Tampa comes back, I don't necessarily know if they win in Game 5, but if Tampa wins both these games in Montreal and goes up 3-1, I don't think Montreal comes back. I do think that they're capable enough to come back, but I just don't think so against a good Tampa team. So I'm not saying it's a must win, but I think that the Montreal Canadiens need to pull this game out.
Chicago, St. Louis, Detroit, Toronto, and Minnesota. You missed Minnesota there. And yes, at one point there were 3 divisions, and in 1v8, 1, 2, and 3 were the divisional winners. In the 1975-76, the 1976 playoffs, only 12 teams qualified. So teams 1, 2, and 3 all got buys, right? So actually 1, 2, 3, and 4 all got buys. If I'm looking at this right. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, and 4 all got buys. If I'm 1, 2, yeah. Or no. 1, 2, 3, and 5 got buys. And I don't know why 5 got a buy and 4 didn't. No, they didn't. So 1, 2, and 3 got buys. 1, 2, and 3 got buys. Actually, take that back. Only 1 got a buy. Right? Montreal is the only team that got a buy. Am I reading that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that's not right.
That's icing
I'm not
for.
really sure who got
Tampa.
buys, but 4 teams got a buy. Right? Let's see here. We got the 4 division winners. Okay, the 4 division winners received buys to the quarterfinals, including the 10th overall seed, the Chicago Blackhawks. So even though they were 10th, they got a bye, right? And the funny thing is, because they got a bye, Chelsea's got to check out. Okay, thank you, Chelsea. Love you. Thanks for being here.
Chelsea.
I want to forget Madonna and Minnie. That was bad. Thanks, Chelsea. Appreciate you.
It definitely sounds like you're saying Chelsea.
Yeah. Buffalo, St. Louis played Buffalo, and I call it the Eastern Conference, but actually back then it was the Prince of Wales Conference. And the Prince of Wales, and even then it wasn't a true Eastern Conference, because these are the teams that were in the Prince. It was close, right? You had the Bruins, the Sabres, the Maple Leafs, the Montreal Canadiens, the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Detroit Red Wings, and the Washington Capitals, but you also had the Los Angeles Kings and the California Golden Seals. And in the Western Conference, you had the Campbell Conference. So it's still a little bit of a mix, right? So, I mean, my argument holds, my argument doesn't. It kind of works both ways. I remember when this series came up, we had said that this would probably be one of the most entertaining series. You said it too. I think that was your first thing out of your mouth was this will be the most entertaining series.
It'll be, yeah, it was going to be one of the most competitive. Oh, good hit there by, that should probably be a penalty right there. Carlisle, getting kind of, I don't know if it's an elbow, just gets kind of hit in the head there, or if it's a stick. Good hit though.
But I thought he was like leaning down.
He actually, he closes off. Great hit by him, and then he comes back, and then he.
That's not a penalty at all.
Oh, that's not a
Carlisle
penalty.
okay. No, I see it now. He gets a high stick to the face. Originally, he makes the hit with the shoulder-to-shoulder hit, but then Carlisle gets hit in the face with a stick after that. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I was saying. He did a good job closing off the imposing player coming in, and then he takes a high stick. So this was the right call. There should be a penalty. Tampa should be on the power play here. I don't know what the officials are huddling up for.
Because the way they saw it, they may have thought it was something else. Because it does look like it could have been something else.
This shot does. Tampa Bay has a shot earlier in this shift here, in this unstoppage here, that was a very close near miss. Just goes wide.
Right now, Springfield is up 3-2 on
the Checkers.
Who are they playing?
The Checkers.
Huh?
The Checkers.
Checkers, yeah. Carolina. If they win this game, they will go to a game 3 in Carolina. Well, this one's in Carolina too. If they lose it, they're out. And they got blown out in the first one.
Yeah, it was 8-1. Yeah, I mean they're the bottom.
By the way,
2 minutes for high stick. Huh?
Lance said hello, and I didn't respond to it.
Oh, what's going on, Lance? So Josh Anderson going to the box for high sticking. This was the right call. They reviewed it. They looked at it. It was the right call. Tampa Bay getting a needed power play here with 11 minutes left. Still tie game, 15-25 for Montreal. The shots. Get a shot of St. Louis. So we're showing Kucherov. Kucherov has an assist in this game. Evans wins a good face-off to start. Evans gets the puck, eventually clears it out. Back to Vassie. Radish throwing it back to his counterpart in Braden Point. Over to Hagel. Hagel gains the line, gives it to Kucherov. Kucherov gives it across to Point. And Hagel tries to take a shot. Good block there by Evans. Newhook. Alexander Newhook coming in shorthanded. Oh, he actually gets his pass off. It hits off of Deneau's stick, who was actually I think he was he a deadline acquisition or a off-season? He was something. He came over from the Kings. Oh no, I think it was a trade. I think. Or was he signed? I don't remember. I don't remember how Deneau got over. I just know that he was on LA. Corey Perry, everybody's favorite rat. Ooh, Corey Perry gets a good pass against that's a. I don't know if something happened. You hit the button.
Oh, no. Are you hearing what I'm doing? I opened my wave editor. I'm seeing if I can raise the volume of that. I have it up, but I think I might be able to do something to make it louder. Is this pretty good? Is this loud enough now, or do you think it should be louder?
Oh, motherfucker.
I mean, I heard it. It's the thing is you can tell it's like something like that you recorded like on a phone or like a camera thing, because it sounds like it's like it doesn't sound like it's clear, but I mean you can hear it. Like it's clear, but you get like.
Now that I have the wave editor up, I'm probably going to.
Canadians clear this puck. 20 seconds left to go on the Tampa Bay power play.
Oh, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's pretty loud.
Yeah, I did a boost on it.
Gets it across. Perry's got it at the point. Throws it across to Moser. Moser throws it. Oh, good try there. Good stutter step has Montreal fooled there. Caulfield or Anderson out of the box. Anderson gets robbed by Vassie. Again, Vassie coming up huge for Montreal or for Tampa Bay. 2 breakaways in the period. One Caulfield fanned on. Definitely missed out on a good opportunity there. And then Josh Anderson gets a breakaway. And Vassie definitely stops this one.
Yeah, so there's some
Gonzalez.
things I can do with this this clip to make it sound a little better.
I mean, it doesn't sound bad. I'm just saying that it sounds like I don't even know a way to describe it. Ooh, snap of the stick. Stick breaks in half. Montreal getting some zone time here, though. Hudson at the point. Hudson tries to throw this puck to the middle. Gets cleared by Tampa. Not far enough for icing.
Oh, no, that didn't work. That turned out bad.
Oh, motherfucker.
It's not bad. I can do some work to it.
Little scrum here as Vassie covers the puck. Man, you just look at Vassie, man. They get the right camera angles on him. He's a big boy.
See, and that's one of the things. So really, this is how it could sound. If I get it set up the right way, it could sound like this.
Oh, motherfucker.
That is my channel, the channel that like would you go out on all the way up. Now I can also up my channel for the sound effect, but and that would be probably close to what this is, but I can also take that channel on here and play with it and try and make it louder too. So, but I still think it's a pretty good sound effect for when the other team scores a goal.
Yeah, like I said, I think that we should definitely do that for like when the Blues play. But I think for like at least these games, like that way, obviously I don't really care. I mean, obviously we have teams that we want to win. We have teams that we don't care for. But I think that when we do these, I think we should just stick to the buzzer for a respect thing if we do have other fan bases here. So
I work on that. It's we can do it a couple different ways, right? We'll kind of maybe I'll beep it out a little bit. I'll put a little beep in there or something. Oh, mother beep.
Oh no, I don't care about the I love the button. I'm just saying, like, when Montreal scores, we can't hit the buzzer, and then when Tampa scores, we say, "Oh, mother effer," and then it makes it sound like we're homers for Montreal. when I'm not, I don't
Montreal to beat them, right? I control the soundboard.
Oh no, I know, and because I know your prediction was Montreal wins this series, and actually it's good. It's a good dynamic because I actually have Tampa winning this series, and you have Montreal winning this series.
I think I might have had Montreal making it all the way to the finals.
I think you did.
Right?
I think I
might have had Montreal making it all the way to the final. So I definitely think Montreal to win this series.
I think you did. I think you might have. I think you did because I think you had Colorado versus Montreal. I think. Right?
I think I did. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I did.
7:40 to go in the third period here for these two teams. Gonzalez dumps into the zone. Montreal regains behind the net. Matheson. Might I add, I have a lot of respect for most teams in the NHL. Like I said, I don't really try to hate any team. I have respect for most teams, like in some aspects. Here we go. We're kind of getting a little 2-on-1. Oh, Gensel, good try there. I don't know if this puck goes wide or if Dobish gets a piece of it. I have respect for most teams, but as for damn, I lost my train of thought now already. I was already saying something about like.
Yeah, no, I have Montreal. I have Montreal going to the
And-
finals against
and-
the Avalanche. So I have them
Yeah, against the
beating.
Avalanche.
I have them beating. Right now, the three teams that are sweeping, two of them I'm getting beat bad on. Right? Actually, no, only
Yeah,
one.
you had the I know you had the Senators. I was on our prediction show. I think I was the only.
I had the Sens and I had Pittsburgh. I had the Sens in.
Yeah.
I had the Sens in 7, which could happen.
Ooh, very
now.
good try there.
In the series, it's going to be 7, and I had Pittsburgh in 6, which could not happen now. So,
Yeah. Well, what is
that
it?
bottom part of that bracket, I'm hurting in pretty bad.
Pittsburgh, I'm going to be wrong on, and that's okay. I think that's the only one that I'm overly wrong on right now. But I mean, honestly, the Pittsburgh and Philadelphia series was such a toss-up. That series could have went either way. I mean, but you look at both teams.
Pittsburgh could still pull it out. Pittsburgh's got the talent and the experience to pull that out. Ooh, that was almost there. This is good playoff hockey. This is good playoff hockey.
Yeah.
This series.
I don't. Yeah, for me, Gensel just misses. This was a good play by him. For me, I don't think Pittsburgh has it. I don't think Pittsburgh stands a chance with how hot Philadelphia has played. I don't know if they get the sweep, but I don't think that there's any way Pittsburgh comes back. I don't think there's any way. Just like I don't think the Avalanche are going to win 4 straight against Colorado.
Right.
But my prediction still looks okay. If LA can win tomorrow, and
I think I had that one in 5. You had it at 5 or
no,
6?
you had it in 6. You had 6.
6, yeah.
Yeah.
I only had one in 5. I had the Oilers and Ducks.
The Ducks. Oilers and Ducks, which I had them in 5 as well, I think. I think I had it in 5, which it still could be possible. The Ducks got the win, but I do think the Ducks should be good for at least a win at home. At least I would hope.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think
got an empty netter, so they are definitely going to force a game 3. Again.
Well, and I don't know their seeds. I don't know where they seed at, but this will be good. This will be upset for Springfield because Springfield was not the favorite going into this series.
They were the last seed.
Yeah, so you're playing a very tough team. If you can beat them, well, you look at
I hate Yahoo when they do this shit.
You look at what it is, though. You look at how that series is going. If the Springfield Thunderbirds can win, I mean, you think about it, that could be really huge for guys, that we saw this year. Stenberg, Lindstein down there. They sent those guys down there to play, keep playing hockey. So, hopefully it just continues to grow there. I mean, because you definitely know if they can get past the tough team in the Checkers, they can they may be battle hardened to know how to win for the Blues.
Right. So in the Atlantic Division, Springfield was a 6 seed, and they are facing the 3 seed Checkers. If they win, well, the winner will face the number 1 seed, which is the Pittsburgh.
Good save there by Dobish on Braden Point.
Pittsburgh's affiliate, or no, not Pittsburgh's affiliate.
Who is it? What's the team?
The Bruins affiliate. The Bruins affiliate. Providence.
Yeah, Providence would be the Bruins.
Yeah. And then, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Bruins.
So what happens here is if Springfield wins, they will absolutely space Providence, and then it's the 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, and 6 seed. The lowest seed will face Providence. The highest seed will face the Penguins, the Wilkes-Barre Penguins.
Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins.
Yeah. Right.
Dobish has to cover that puck. 4:34 to go in the third period. Tampa's got has had some good opportunities here down the stretch. They're pushing the narrative, trying to not get this game to go over. This will be the only series to go to 3 consecutive overtime games. This has been 2 overtime games for game 1 and 2, and this could see overtime again.
Wouldn't surprise me.
No, it wouldn't.
Would not
Yeah.
surprise.
Well, and like I said, like you said, like you gave me credit on that. I said that this series and the Dallas and Minnesota series would be the best in their respective conferences.
I agree. And again, not to be
Or
the
most
dead horse.
competitive, I should say. Well, I should say most competitive, I should say.
Yeah, but 2-3 seeds, divisional rivals, right? That's what enough to
I just think it's, you can look at it. First of all, they do have hatred towards one another, but like this isn't like Tampa and Florida. They have a little bit of history, but it's not Tampa and Florida. So, this puck is
this Tampa and Montreal.
Yeah, I mean they have like I said, they have some history, but like as of like recent memory, the last one was when they played in the final that one year of the
but
the
I think they had another. I think they've met since then in the playoffs. Did they meet last year in the playoffs?
Oh wow, I'm telling you, what we're seeing right now, they're really going at it. They're
right.
Ferguson's.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, these two teams going at each other pretty hard here. I don't know. This just absolutely erupted into chaos. And we had Gergensons and Dono throwing mid shots, mid punches. Oh, and wow, Dono, he is busted open on the nose. That's something, man. This is gonna be, man. I'm telling you, this is gonna be an exciting series. And it already has been. Deneau gets a cut on his nose. I mean, he absolutely takes a absolute punch to the nose by Gergensons with the glove on. Yeah, they were not waiting for, they were not waiting to throw hands. Yeah, they were not. I think Montreal's coming out of this with a power play. I think. But yeah, no, this puck is loose in the crease, and then Tampa kind of pushes a Montreal player into Dovish, on top of Dovish. I believe it's Evans. Yeah, Evans is alongside Anderson. And this just goes off, and then Gergensons and Deneau, they're throwing punches with the mitts on, and Deneau, he gets a busted up nose, bleeding. Yeah, these two teams were definitely going at it. Josh Anderson slapping one of the Flames, or one of the Lightning. Sorry.
Just so I know, so I don't forget, or if I got to cut out. What time Central do you want to start the show tomorrow?
I'll probably do it. I think the Dallas game starts at 4:30. I think. Yeah, 4:30 my time. Yeah, so I'll probably come on like closer to it. Like I usually will do like a few minutes after, I'd say. Like if that's a possibility, if you can do that.
I'll set the show up for, which would be 11:30 my time. That's what I'll set the show up for.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. He got a nasty gash right on his nose from this punch, and you still see some blood on the ice. You see a pretty decent pile there from Deneau. He gets this. I don't know if he gets this from after Gergensons goes down and kind of gives him a little bit of a forearm, or if this was from a punch that he took with the glove on. Yeah.
I think they're still looking at something.
Yeah, he got to go. And I just said when you want to, I said this is going to be a fun series. It's already been an exhilarating, fun series.
He's the guy that with the busted nose. He's looking at the board, and the trainer's grabbing his face and turning it away, saying, "Damn it, I'm trying to fix you up here."
Yeah, Deneau. Yeah, Deneau. Philip Deneau coming over. Like I said, I don't remember the thing. I don't know if he got traded to Montreal, or if he got signed, or how it was. I just know that he came over from LA. Good, decent pickup for them. But yeah, no, he got a pretty big size gash right on the nose.
I am not going to say who wrote this, but you've heard me talk about how I have problems with other people's writings, right? Listen to this. Texier is scoring goals in the Stanley Cup playoffs while our guys have a tea time tomorrow at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, is that from our buddy Blues Muse?
No, I'm not going to say who it is.
I know that sounds like something Blues Muse would say.
See the problem in that sentence?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you might. I mean, it doesn't matter if you tell me or not. I'll probably see it on social media anyways. So, I mean, at that point, you might as well just tell me who it was. I mean, what am I gonna do? So,
it's Blues Fan Forum podcast.
Yeah, right. Some of their stuff. I do think some of their stuff is serious, but I do think some of it is a little bit clickbaity, trolly kind of thing, where they're not actually legit serious.
Our guys have a tea time tomorrow at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I do think I don't know everybody there, but I do get what you're saying. I do think some of it, though. I do think sometimes, because it's like the same way that I feel about like, have you ever like St. Louis Blues memes or whatever that does a bunch of the memes? Like, he says a bunch of stuff too, and usually it's just like really.
Yeah, he's the one that won't come on because he wants to maintain his anonymity. Bullshit. You know, you're making money. You're making money off of this. That's bullshit.
Who? Right? I'm confused. Who?
That's bullshit. Pardon the language.
Who? Who were you talking about?
Blues memes. Right?
Oh no! Are we thinking about the same? Are we thinking about the same account?
The Blues hockey memes. Yeah, he's got the little thing on there. He's had his stuff shown nationally. The dude's making money. Yet when I reached out to him, I won't. I have to be anonymous.
Okay.
I struggle with that. You know, if you can't do an account like that, and then because at that point, I'm wondering, are you even a Blues fan?
Yeah, well, I think most, like I said, it's all in the name. The St. Louis Blues media or memes or whatever. It's all in the memes, and I do think that I mean, obviously, I don't know if he's legit a Blues fan, but I mean, I don't see why he would go out there and do some of the. Like I said, I just think some of it is just funny content.
Oh, contraire, Montamio, contraire. Did you see what got released today or this week about one of the big MAGA accounts? There's a female MAGA account that is just absolutely blown up. And it turns out this account is from a guy in India. It's all AI, and he did it so he can pay for medical school. And it's because AI told him it was the best way to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Huge MAGA account, and it's all fake. You know? So just because it's got it in the name doesn't mean that.
I mean, I get what
I have a, and I feel like I'm saying sea anemone. No, there was no comma either. There was no comma.
I mean that's fine too, but. And that's fine too. But again, I want to say that. Well, and again, I want to say this because obviously, you're once bitten, twice shy, of course. So,
yeah,
you've had people on this show that have done phone. Obviously, you know them. You're okay with them. But you have had people on this show with just on the phone. So, obviously, you don't know this guy, and obviously, you don't know what type of things he may say, but. Again, I want to play devil's advocate and say that you can't be too harsh on a guy that wants to stay that way because you also have buddies on this show that have come on and not been on camera either. So,
Well, okay, but those guys that have come on camera, I know them, and B, on their, they show their face on their social media. They show their face on their social media. Lance doesn't come on with video a lot. Lance has medical issues, right? My buddy Joe Fresta just didn't want to do video, just wanted to, okay. But Joe, on his social media, I know who Joe is. I've met Joe. I know who Joe is. There's a difference there, right?
Oh, again, I don't care. I'm just playing devil's advocate because for me, like I'm gonna sit here and just tell you straight up because that's what I am. I'm honest. He's not some bot account. I can pretty much tell you. I get that anybody can make memes and stuff like that, but I mean the guy interacts with people. The guy he's selling tickets to people. People have a good rapport with him. He's not some fake account.
Okay, well, I struggle with it, and again, maybe if the guy reached out to me and talked to me in a little bit better manner, or was willing to, show me him before I put him on, then maybe. But to sit there and say that, I'm going to stay anonymous from you too, no, I have a problem with that.
Well, it's like kind of like Blues Muse. Blues Muse, like I've reached out to him and tried to get him on, no response, nothing. Like, I'm like, hey, bro, I'd love to have you on the show. Like, check your inbox, give me an answer. I'd love to have you on the show and get your thought process. Nothing. Didn't respond to me, nothing. Oh, this game is going to overtime.
Now, to be honest with you, I'm probably not going to do the overtime. I will probably go right up to when they drop the puck, and then that's going to be enough for me. I did have dental work done today. And it wasn't as bad as it normally is, but still my teeth are they're bothering me a little bit. They did take some of the heft out. I know I'm going to ask the blind guy if he can see, but hopefully maybe if you take a look, do my teeth look a little better?
Yeah. I mean, when you show me a picture, they've been looking better. So, I mean.
Yeah. So they took some of the back, there was some heft in the back, and they took some of that away to make it feel a little better. And I told him I was having trouble with like biting down, like tasting the plastic or whatever, or my bite being off. And he worked on my bite today. So, I remember reading the title. This was a while back. Whatever team took a quarterback with their first pick, with their first draft pick in this year's draft. I could have had a V8, type. You don't need to. You got to take that stuff out. Read your stuff. And I even brought it up to, that's my editor's job. No, it's your job. You're the writer. Right? You don't need to be you don't need to be repetitive. You don't need to say the same thing twice. Obviously. So it's a pet peeve for me as a writer. Like I hate you, like there's words like the and that where you have to use. I hate using the twice in a sentence or that twice in a sentence. And I read my stuff to see if I did something like that and to see if I can change it to make it better. I do that a lot, but I guess I'm just weird. I think either Shockey or Nichols are the only one watching. It might be Nichols. I think Shockey went to bed. He's got that tournament in the morning.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, because we do, like I said, because he was asking me yesterday. He's like, "Oh yeah, get on, go live." I'm like, yeah, like I want to do it. I wish that we could garner some more from the actual fan bases. That would be nice to get some. When I do these and talk about Minnesota, Dallas.
I know. Oh, actually, your mom's the only one here.
She usually watches.
Trust me, I know. I've been there. I've done that. I know what it's like. And it's also part of the reason why there are times where I sit there and say, I'm going to do a show, and then I decide not to. Right. It's just, my day, whatever it is, to come on. And for a while, I didn't have anybody to come on and have that, my head, first of all, telling me how. Did you see my post on Facebook today?
Yeah, I did.
Right. I'm not going to read it then, but that when that is in my head all day, and then come on the show and get 1 or 2 or 3 people, that is really, really hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
So trust me, bud, I understand.
Wow, that's crazy. What a list of people released. Crazy. Wow, man, what a fail. Man, I'm telling you, man. We're talking about this game and all that, but man, I know that we don't have money people here, but man, I'm telling you, what's going on with the wrestling industry is just something crazy with this TKO takeover thing. TKO kind of ruining and desaturizing the product so much. Just crazy.
I like I said, I struggle with wrestling nowadays. I used to be into it a little bit. I can't do it now. I really can't. I wish I could. I think that I'll tell you what, the person that killed wrestling for me is the person that probably brought a lot of people to wrestling.
Yeah,
this person absolutely destroyed wrestling for me. Absolutely destroyed it. But I'd almost, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but I'd almost guarantee that he's probably one of your favorite wrestlers of all time.
Yeah. Who?
Who do you think? Who do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know when you stopped watching, so I can't really make that inference.
Mid 90s, maybe. Maybe.
Oh, mid
to late 90s, I think.
Mid to late 90s. It's not. I mean, it's obviously got to be a bigger star at that point. I mean, it's got to be someone. It's pretty big, right? I would assume it's probably a lot of people's favorites.
I think he's a Hall of Famer.
You think he's okay? Well, I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean, you have Stone Cold, you have The Rock, you have
right there, Steve Austin.
Oh, Steve Austin,
Stone Cold Steve Austin. That right there, the storyline they wrote with him turned me off instantly.
What you have to be more specific on the storyline because there's been a bunch of storylines.
The anti-establishment, the anti-boss, the way Steve, Vince McMahon, go F yourself, throwing stuff in the river and things like that. From a military person's perspective, that was an absolute turn off. I know people loved him, loved his attitude. For me, it was enough for me to say, what are you doing? Right? You've taken it too far now. And it destroyed me. Right?
Yeah. It was.
I look at the majority of the guys that I watched are dead. I don't think any of them are still alive. I think Razor Ramon's dead. I think Irvin I. Shyster, IRS, is dead. He may be. I don't know. I know, Rowdy Piper. I loved him.
Hogan passed.
The majority of the guys that I enjoyed watching are all gone.
Yeah, I mean,
come in has reached a level, or at least the writing has gotten so bad that I just can't do it anymore.
The wrestlers have far advanced. They've gotten so much better over the years. They got so many great talent now. Obviously, not that there wasn't great talent, but back when in those days when you were watching it, like you're getting into like the 80s and 90s, like yeah, that gets in. You get a little bit more advanced and all that. But like you have some great people. I mean, I think there is one guy that you're missing that is still alive. That is, there's actually you have Ric Flair. Ric Flair's still alive.
Well, see, I can't stand Ric Flair woo. That kills my ears.
Oh, I don't like the woo either. I hate it in hockey games. But I don't care. First of all, Ric Flair for what he was to the business was influential, but for what he was like as a person outside of wrestling, I think he's a massive dick. And I think he's had a lot of controversial things outside of wrestling.
The Andy Kaufman stuff.
Yeah.
Right? That stuff right there. That was the kind of stuff that didn't make any sense to me. Right?
What is it? There's a few guys. There's a few guys that I think you're. The Undertaker. The Undertaker was still alive. Yeah. The Shawn Michaels. One of
the Undertaker. I liked. He was good.
The Undertaker. The Undertaker is one of the. The Undertaker is the greatest big man and has the greatest character probably of any character inside WWE of in history.
I'd say second. There's one character, maybe two, that I would put above him. One for sure. The other one I don't know about.
As for Shawn Michaels, who I consider to be one of the greatest storytellers of all time in the ring. He's still alive. Obviously, he runs the NXT development. Right. Triple H, he's still there.
Triple H was starting to get in that path of. That's where it was starting to go away from what I enjoyed. When the Triple H stuff with the Stephanie McMahon. Right?
Yeah, it got into the Attitude Era. The Attitude Era was such a risque time.
Basically he raped her. In the storyline he raped her. I know he didn't, but in the storyline he did. And that was enough for me to turn it off.
They did, I'm telling you, they did some very, very crazy, outlandish stuff in the Attitude Era, and that's why a lot of people like the Attitude Era. Obviously, now if you watched, the problem is the problem with WWE and just who has it now, TKO, who bought it, and has 51%, I think, of the company. They have completely saturated and watered it down and made it just nothing but commercials, nothing but ads. And they're just a bunch of greedy suit and ties.
Yeah. The Ultimate Warrior, I remember him. I liked him. Him and Hulk Hogan had a good thing going there for a while.
Hulk Hogan, he's passed. Ultimate Warrior's passed. Yes. But yeah, no, there's still some guys that back when you were watching that are still.
By the way, the greatest character ever in WWF, WWE, whatever you want to go, is Hulk Hogan. Because when Hulk Hogan came in, wrestling was not even a niche sport. It wasn't. It was something you watched on Saturday afternoons or Saturday mornings. It was wrestling at the Chase. That's how old I am. Ask your mom or dad about that. Wrestling at the Chase. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan for me. Now, Hulk Hogan as for like who Hulk Hogan is as a individual in like the professional wrestling space, he's such an influential guy in the wrestling space, and there'll never be another Hulk Hogan. My actual issues with Hulk Hogan. Now I wasn't alive, obviously, watching at prime Hogan time, but I love what he did for the business. I love how he grew wrestling into what it is today, but I didn't like the fact that he politicked himself so much and put himself over and did not want to put over any other talent. Right. That was my problem with Hulk Hogan.
Your mom's got me. She goes, Saturday mornings on Channel 11, wrestling at the Chase. I wanted my dad to take me so bad, but he wouldn't.
Yeah, she was scared of the Undertaker. But my like I said, my thing with Hulk Hogan, he's such an influential part of wrestling and why it is what it is today. But he did a lot of. I think back to when you weren't watching anymore. When I first started to kind of get into it, I had the few. I got to see one Hulk Hogan match. Probably for the first time that I actually got to watch it, like when I was actually alive. With Shawn Michaels, and they should have had a feud with multiple matches, and Hulk Hogan politicked to put himself over instead of giving Shawn Michaels an actual good feud. So that was the match that Shawn Michaels, both guys kind of a little bit to blame. Hulk Hogan politicking for himself to win a match when he didn't need to, when he's already, really 1 foot out the door already. And then Shawn Michaels, who oversold in that match, like overly oversold.
So for me,
I don't know if you remember that.
Best wrestler, the greatest wrestler ever is Hulk Hogan. The Undertaker is number 2, but maybe a 2A, and my next one would be 2B.
Are you saying greatest wrestler as you think he's a good wrestler?
No.
Or just a good character?
Overall, the character, it's the best character ever to me. Was Hulk Hogan, because, and I say this because he took it from regional wrestling at the Chase to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan is the reason that there's WrestleMania.
Yeah. You know who I really liked?
Go ahead.
Who I really liked, but I wasn't obviously there for when I was, I wasn't alive at that point. Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yep. Didn't he die in an accident, right? Fell off a stage.
No, Bret Hart's still alive. Owen Hart's the one who passed.
Owen Hart, right? Yeah, one of the Harts. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, his brother.
I guess you saw the movie Iron Claw then, right?
And did you know? Yeah, and did you know that that pay-per-view happened? Obviously, they didn't go on with the show. Mm-hmm. But did you know that it was not in St. Louis, but the next show was in St. Louis?
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember that they did a big tribute. I think I was still active duty when that happened. So for me, the greatest character ever in wrestling is Hulk Hogan. Number 2, 2A or 2B, however you want to look at it, is The Undertaker. The one that I put with him is the exact same type of wrestler. And you said you thought that The Undertaker was the best big man. I don't know. I think this other guy might have been a better big man, but he didn't live long enough to get into this style.
I know who you're talking about too.
Who?
I would assume Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant, right?
Yeah. Andre
the Giant. He would have been, if he would have lived a little bit longer, he definitely could have taken, like him, WrestleMania 3, him and Hulk Hogan in WrestleMania 3. That was, I think that's still considered the greatest WrestleMania match ever. And I think that's considered the greatest WrestleMania ever.
It has one of the greatest WrestleMania moments. But as for as far as your team, like I said, the moment of him finally body slamming Andre the Giant and giving him a leg drop, that's obviously up there. There's been, but obviously you didn't watch after a certain point. After this point, since I've been watching, there's been far better, with the talent who's come along. That there's been far better matches than what this was. But the moment lives on through the annals of history.
But it was that entire WrestleMania. I guess if you go and you read the lineup of that WrestleMania,
where did they put this game at? Where did they change the game to?
No, it's back on Montreal. It's 1810 into OT.
Oh, well, I don't. Okay, I don't know why. I don't know why it changed the channel for me. Okay, I'm good now. Yeah, no, yeah, I haven't seen the whole card of 3. I don't remember it, but like I said, I've seen some good shows and I've seen some bad shows, but I've just been watching for so long now that
game. Somebody just called game.
I would assume Montreal. There it is. Montreal scores. Wow, this was quick. This was a lot. Actually, these two teams have gone to overtime 3 times, and both Montreal scored pretty early on, and both their wins here have scored pretty early on in their overtime. Tampa's took a minute, and then so yeah, both these two teams going to Game 4 with Montreal leading the series 2-1. That's a big win. I think because I think if Montreal
tear that place apart. They're going to tear that place apart outside.
I think Montreal needed a win in Montreal because they would have struggled really bad if they would have lost both games somehow.
Yeah. So Jason asked, how did Hulk Hogan pick him up? If you ever really, really watch the video, and I heard an interview that Hogan did when people have asked him that, Andre actually bends his knees, and as Hulk goes to lift up, Andre pushes himself up. So Andre actually lifts himself up, and so he helps Hogan pick him up.
Yeah, I mean, the moment, that moment lives on in the annals of history. But like I look at, like, you weren't watching at this point, but like WrestleMania 40, think about that. WrestleMania 3, what we're talking about, to WrestleMania 40. WrestleMania 40, I think, holds one of the greatest endings to any WrestleMania ever. Which is obviously what you wouldn't know, but like, I lived through the Roman Reigns era where Roman Reigns held the title for over 1,000 days. And then Cody Rhodes takes the title from him at WrestleMania. And you literally had the announcer so emotional that she's crying when she's announcing Cody Rhodes is taking the title from this guy who was undefeated for 3 years. I mean, so
I
just think they lost
my wrestling heroes in Japan.
Oh, did you?
Mean Gene
Okerlund, huh?
Yeah, he used to have a hamburger place called Mean Gene's. Really good hamburger.
Gene's.
Fuck, greasy as can be. And he was out in called the Haunch one night, and I got to meet him out there when they opened the place up. Really cool guy, really fun guy to be around. Right, older gentleman, but really fun to be around. He had Moolah with him. I think she was still alive. He had one of the older ladies with him at the time. I can't remember which one. But yeah, guys, that's been a fun one. Tomorrow I will set your show up later tonight. I will not be able to be on. So and then Sunday, the Bruins Pittsburgh. That's at 8 a.m. my time. I'm going to do my best. I'm not going to make any promises. Right.
All right. Yeah. No. Sounds good. I don't. I want to say this though too before you actually go. Don't. I know you said you're setting it up, but don't post it yet. Okay. So you didn't post it yet or nothing? Did you?
No, I haven't set it up. When do you want me to?
So yeah. Don't post it yet. Let me give some thought or something, because there might be a possibility that I might be running to do some stuff tomorrow. Okay. So if I do that, then I probably will not go live. If I go live at some point, maybe it'll just be for something, talking about the game, or maybe I'll just do a video on it, or I'll just do what I've been doing, where I've been doing text and stuff like that.
So I won't even set it up until you tell me to set it up.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
But remember, at 6:30 in the morning, which is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 your time, 11:30 your time. Is that right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10:30 your time. Mm-hmm. I will be gone. I will be unavailable. And I'll probably be up at 6, so I have about a half hour.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll let you know.
Okay, bud. Talk to you later. I guess we.
I guess you got to. You end this show, pal. How do we end this show?
Yeah. I was just going to go away. So, Justin, I guess it's time to ask. How do we end the show?
I think we got to ask, where are the girls? Where are they at?
What are you wearing?
A Canadian tuxedo. And I'm a hockey player. Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
So, my man, Justin, are you ready for the question?
I'm ready for the question.
Who's late for dinner?
Where are the boys? Where are they at?
Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, from my co-host Justin Eagle Eye Scott. Thank you and welcome for watching the Blue Note Fan Report, and we will definitely see you all next time. Just remember that I am bleeding blue. Ooh, where'd that come from? I am bleeding blue with you.
And as always, let's go Blues.